Go ahead and hit live. Let's do it. Welcome to the Scott County Sports Network. Good football weather here tonight. A little bit on the brisk side, but love to be down on the field. Perfect weather as the national anthem has just finished. They're out here congratulating Grayson Miller. Made one of the best plays in college football history last week. 2 weeks ago, as Grayson Miller, Michigan State, upset Michigan. But we're ready for high school football here tonight. Scott County hosting Covington Catholic. Covington Catholic, Eddie Evanston, very familiar with Georgetown College in his first year as the head coach of Covington Catholic. His Colonels come in with a record of 3-6. Last week they defeated Dixie Heights 42-14 at Dixie Heights. They'll take on Scott County and head coach Jim McKee in his 19th season, 8-1 on the season. Squeaked out a victory 14-7 last week against Dunbar. We're set for football action. Tyler Dummer kicking off for Scott County. Tyler Dummer on the season, 33 of 59 on touchbacks. Back deep for Covington Catholic is number 23, Anthony Best, who gets the football. He picks it up at the 1, goes down the right side, has a little bit of a seam, drop down to the 24-yard line, and Scott County starts the possession.
Mike,
on defense.
It looked like Dylan Smith kind of got him tripped up there for the Cardinals. Pretty good coverage.
Our team physician is in the house. Still haven't gotten permission to give his name out, but he is our team physician. We're the only broadcast crew in the state of Kentucky that has a team physician. And proud of that as Joe Pat comes in, points to the brisket, and we know what he means. Pretty good brisket. Go out to Facebook, check out Mr. Pork Chop. Best brisket. No offense to Coach Hicks, but I might have to put it right up there with him.
Well, it's the best brisket here tonight.
There you go.
We'll put that challenge out to Coach Hicks.
Quarterback pass is out there, too. Anthony Best bobbles it a little bit, and he should have caught it right there, Mark, at the 43-yard line. Pretty good throw right there by A.J. Mayer, 6'3", 190-pound sophomore.
Yeah, Mike, he had a step. He had defense beat. That's one that Cub Calf and Eddie Evanston would like to have back.
Yeah, he's 104 of 218 on the year, 9 TDs, 9 interceptions. Also a dual-threat quarterback, Mark, 95 rushing attempts, 357 yards, and 4 TDs. So not one-dimensional is Mr. A.J. Mayer.
Well, and you've got to think these kids from Lexington Catholic are going to love playing offense if you're on that side of the ball for Eddie Evanston because he likes to spread it out and throw it. That's what he was known for here at Georgetown College and in his coaching days at Newport Cath as well.
Yeah, A.J. Mayer on the rush. You're going to give Cooper Robb the tackle, but I tell you what, he earned that tackle, didn't he?
Yeah, he pretty good contact right there.
3rd and 2 for the Covington Catholic Colonels. One of the powerhouse football programs in Northern Kentucky. Struggled in recent years to take on their nemesis, Fort Thomas Highlands. Pretty good losing streak against the Bluebirds, but a lot of people have that.
We were told 14 straight losses.
Yep. Around the right side with the rush.
And I believe
that's Ryan McGinnis.
Keyshawn Brent was there, pushed him out of bounds along with Cooper Robb. Pretty nice job there by the Cardinals stringing that out.
He's 1 yard short, so Eddie Evanston's going to pull the trigger right here. Going to go for it, 4th down. Nothing to lose, Mark. This game has no implications on either side, so you're probably going to see a little bit of trickery tonight.
Yeah, he's going to work on some stuff and challenge his kids coming in here against 6A Scott County.
So Mayer, the lone person for Covington Catholic in the backfield, in motion.
And he got it easily.
And A.J. Mayer.
On the keeper.
I'd say that's a pretty good call. What do you think?
Well, 6'3", 200 pounds, that's a pretty good size load. I remember a couple years ago, that's about the same size Ben Lawler was, and Coach McKee said to never again on 4th and 1 will I do anything but a quarterback sneak. So looks like that's a pretty good philosophy for most football coaches.
So Covington Catholic, 1 first down in the books. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Colonels, 39-yard line. Mayer back with Best to his right, going for the pass, going long. Out there, the receiver was open. The pass intended for the tight end, Cameron Pitzer, a 6'3", 185-pound senior, probably about a yard too long for the young man.
Well, but the interesting thing, Mike, is, 1, he's got enough time to throw it, and 2, that's a second receiver that's gotten behind our defenders. That's not a good combination if you're wearing red tonight.
Well, looking forward into the playoffs as you get deep, we're going to play some teams that aren't going to miss that open receiver.
Well, that's. First
time under center is A.J. Mayer. Quick screen pass right side to McGinnis. McGinnis around the edge. Good job of recovery there by Eric Abney, Mark. And we were talking before the broadcast. He's probably right up there for Scott County's Defensive Player of the Year in our opinion.
Oh, yeah, has an outstanding senior year. Tackles, leads them in interceptions, and got a couple tackles for loss. I mean, he's just been Mr. Everything on the foot. And the thing about it, Mike, he plays that linebacker spot, but he also covers receivers coming out of the backfield. So, like I said, he's got a very outstanding senior year.
With the quarterback keepers, A.J. Mayer. Good job by Keyshawn Brent and Tyler Braxton rushing him down from behind.
The penetration that he had, so he had to. He didn't have anywhere to go.
So into punt is Brent Angel. Brent Angel, 29 punt attempts, averaging 38.7 yards.
And he fumbled that, Mike. This didn't look good for Cath. Then he has no help, and it's intercepted. Cooper Watts off the deflection, Mike. How about that for the big 6'5" junior?
And you can't say anything about Brent Angel. I mean, he was trying to pass the ball to save the loss, but not much difference.
Well, no, and like I said, the thing about it is most of his guys had released downfield. Nobody really realized that he had a bad snap and was in trouble. So he did the only thing that he could do.
And that's the mark of Scott County over the last 4 or 5 years. Defense makes the big play, special teams dominate, and now Josh Davis under center for Scott County. There's the dose of Noah Hughes. We're going to see how that works. He's going to pick up 2 yards.
Yeah, but Mike, watch it. Of course, we know that's the lead play, so it's easy to sit here and say as in the radio booth that it's going to do it. But there was nobody sticking with Josh Davis off that handoff. So watch him pull that out of the belly and keep that himself here before this game's over.
Scott County, Glenn Covington, up to the right. In motion is Kendrick Hamilton. Pitch left side to Simon Bond, taking in the place for the injured Keith Guy. And the sophomore, nice run. He picks up 10 yards. It'll be a first down for Scott County. Make it a 12-yard pickup.
And, Mike, that's the one thing we've talked about over the last 4 or 5 years is just the next man up, how well Scott County's depth has come within the program. And Simon Bond's a perfect example. Keith gets injured, and he comes in and really doesn't miss a beat, but the sophomore is making the best of his situation and his opportunity.
In motion is Simon Bond. He goes to the bottom of the screen. Quick pitch, right side to Kendrick Hamilton. Kendrick Hamilton straight ahead this time, picks up about 4.
There's a nice tackle there.
They're going to move it back. You're going to say he only picked up 2 yards. My bad on the call. It'll be second down and a long 8 for Scott County. Scott County in the home red jerseys, white numbers. Covington Catholic making the trip from Northern Kentucky. White jerseys, blue pants, blue helmet.
And that tackle, Mike, Cameron Pitzer, 6'3", 85. Made a nice tackle on
Noah Hughes up the middle.
Wow, he
Still
just keeps churning.
Brought down by Anthony Best, but 1 yard short of the first down is Scott County's bowling ball, Noah Hughes. Best on the tackle for Covington Catholic. Third down and 1 for Scott County. Kendrick Hamilton, Noah Hughes. I say Noah Hughes. What about you, Mark?
Oh, yeah, that was Noah picks up about 4.
So Noah Hughes gets Scott County inside the 10-yard line. First down and goal for Scott County. Scott County, once they get inside the red zone, Mark, they're tough, aren't they?
Well, they really are. And like I said over years and years that you're going to have to stop that fullback dive. I mean, he's going to run it until you stop it, and it sets up so many other things. But, Cov Cath, especially in the red zone, has got to do a better job of stopping that fullback dive.
Kendrick Hamilton on the rush. A little bit of trouble with the exchange, and a good job defensively by number 35, Cameron Pitzer, playing double duty for.
Yeah, that pitch was a little slow. I don't know what the timing was about it, but he just a little bit behind on the pitch.
So a loss of a yard on the play, second down and 9. They give it to Kendrick Hamilton. He has a spot. Anthony Best can't get him. He runs over top the last defender into the end zone. 9-yard touchdown run by Scott County's Kendrick Hamilton. Kendrick Hamilton, good job from the halfback spot on the season. That's his 11th touchdown of the year. He come into the ball game 620 yards on the season. Add 9 and a touchdown for Kendrick Hamilton.
And that was a mismatch when you get Kendrick Hamilton on a corner, and that's what happened at the goal line for Cove Cass.
Tyler Dummer in to kick the extra point, 49 of 55. And Mark, he's been pretty good since he went to that half step and kick. Since that point, he's become pretty much automatic as he gets us to 7-0 is the score. Scott County defensive stand, big play on special teams. They take to the short house. 7-0 Scott County. We'll be back. 6:32 to go in the first quarter here on the Scott County Sports Network.
Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky. Here for your needs 24 hours a day.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mark, you have to be happy with Scott County there, up 7-0.
Oh, yeah, easy. Defense holds and special teams, which is a trademark, gets the turnover, and you just can't give Scott County a short field. I mean, whoever going into the playoffs, if you're looking at Scott County and trying to prepare a game plan, you've got to figure out how to make them go 80 yards if you can. But, I mean, it's just impossible to stop them if you give them a short field.
Now, Tyler Dummer for Scott County started out the season pretty much every kick was in the end zone. One thing about it, when it gets into late October and November time frame, playoff football, a big weapon is to get that football into the end zone. Tyler Dummer, 33 of 60 on the season. Coach McKee would probably like it. Well, Coach McKee is used to seeing a little bit better average than that. I still think that's very good.
And this one's going to be short as well.
Ryan McGinnis for Covenant Catholic at the 5-yard line. Goes right side, has a seam. That seam closed quickly by number 45, Bryce Fryman of Scott County, at about the 30-yard line.
That's a nice return for Cove Cath. Going to start out at the 30, so see what they can do here. Had a couple good looks first series, Mike. Receivers got past us, and we'll see if there's been an adjustment made on the defensive side of the football for the Cardinals.
And the thing about it, the pass to Anthony Best, he had that in his hands, bobbled it twice, and dropped it. So one pass a little bit long, one pass should have been caught. Cove Cath goes 3 to the bottom, 1 to the top. They'll have Anthony Best to the right side of A.J. Mayer. The sophomore quarterback hands it off to Best. Scott County doing a good job of stretching it out, and no gain for Anthony Best. But there's a flag on the play. Tackle for Scott County. Number 21 for the Cardinals, Bryce Lawson.
Generally in the area of a hold, unless it's a face mask, it's going to be a hold against Cove Cath.
And Mark, a new starter defensively, Bryce Fryman, playing that right cornerback spot. One thing Scott County needs to figure out with Keith Guy. You know he's injured. You expect him to come back, but it's going to be hard for him to come back and play both ways, halfback and cornerback. And I'm telling you what, I know if I had a choice, I know which one I would choose.
Yeah, I'd put him in the backfield.
So it is going to be a holding penalty against Covenant Catholic. And the Scott County had the number all before this play. They definitely got it now, so it'll be first down and 19 for the Colonels. Like I say, a shout out on Facebook to Mr. Porkchop, some of the best brisket we've had. Don't tell our doctor about that. A.J. Mayer, right side, short pass is complete. That pass is complete to Ben France. The 6-foot, 175-pound junior catches the ball but picks up very little.
Hey, Mike, that's our man Eric Abney right there to limit that gain. Just a great play.
So second down and a bunch. Scott County opens up next week. Right here at home, they'll take on George Rogers Clark. Time that night's over with, they'll definitely be Clark County in my mind. They defeated Clark County 51-21 in the middle of the season. Mayer, long pass. Pitzer is open. Good recovery by Cooper Robb as he gets back. Pass a little bit underthrown. And Mark Pitzer had about a step, but Cooper Robb able to adjust.
Yeah, he did a nice job adjusting, but also the line got the push where the pocket closed up, was pretty good that caused him to throw that ball just a little bit early. So
into the ball game defensively for Scott County, number 62, Trey Bender. And I tell you what, Mark, he's a spark. Last week he played defense pretty much the whole ball game, had about 6 tackles for loss, didn't play the offensive side. And some of the coaches said he's probably part of the reason that the offense maybe didn't function because he's Mr. Energy on both sides of the football. So Trey Bender in playing linebacker for Scott County.
Well, and that's a change, too, as well. And then, Mike, he's generally on the line.
He just hunts quarterbacks as he comes in. presence known immediately, gets the sack, is Trey Bender. That's what you call coming in and making your presence felt immediately.
Yeah, Mayer didn't have a chance on that play.
Yep.
And that's what you expect out of Coach Monty. I mean, he likes to blitz, and he likes to put pressure on the quarterback. Don't let him get comfortable back there.
So the long snapper, Shelton, misfired on the first one. This one here is dead perfect. And Brent barely gets the kick off as KJ Christopher about 2 inches away from blocking that sucker as our main man, number 8, Dylan Smith, lets it go down to the 41-yard line, make it a 42-yard line. Scott County.
Great field position again, Mike. Not what Eddie Evanston wants to look at all night long.
Test. Mark, go get that headset. Scott County on the run with the flag from the back judge on the carry for Scott County, Simon Bond. Scott County picks up a pretty good rush, but it's going to be a holding call against Scott County. Scott County can't take that holding penalty, can you, Mark?
No, that's going to drive Coach McKee crazy.
So it'll be first down for Scott County. Nice run by Simon Bond, but a little help from somebody on Scott County holding him. It didn't get the number, but Scott County will have it first down and about 14. Josh Davis under center, as usual for Scott County. Colby McKee is the center. In motion, Kendrick Hamilton. Quick handoff up the middle to Noah Hughes. He's got running room. Noah Hughes brought down by Cameron Pitzer.
Wow.
Pitzer, excuse me, but give him a carry of about 19 yards, Noah Hughes. He's starting to like running in a little bit of free space there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's starting to glow when he gets out there in that secondary. Used to be solely look for somebody to run over and to hit, so he felt comfortable. But now, like you said, he's comfortable in open spaces.
So Scott County first and 10 inside the 50-yard line of Covcath down to the 41. In motion, Simon Bond. There's the fumble. Ball's going to be recovered by number 57 for Covington Catholic. Don't have his name on any roster. So it'll be Mr. Cath is what we're going to call him. Don't have him on any of the 3 rosters for Covington Catholic that I have. I put Toby Murray in charge of rosters this week. I don't have him on any of the 3 rosters but Cov-Cath. Turnover by Scott County. The break Covington Catholic needed. They're in Scott County territory for the first time. A.J. Mayer rolls to the right. Scott County playing coverage, and here comes Tyler Braxton. Mayer gets away from him, and he actually throws it, and the pass is going to be complete.
Yeah, nice job by Mayer, staying alive.
On the catch for Covington Catholic is number 16, Brent Angel.
Telling my age there, it sounded like John Travolta back there.
Staying alive. You know, Mark, Covington Catholic, they're only 3-6 this season, but I tell you what, they've got a gem in Eddie Evanston.
Oh, they really do, Mike. That's what I'm saying. And the thing about it is those kids are going to love playing that wide-open type offense, so I think you're going to see the program just continue to go forward.
Quick handoff up the middle to Ryan McGinnis. No correction. I thought it was McGinnis. We'll see who it is when the pile clears. Trey Bender. And Bryce Lawson on the tackle. And it was Anthony Best. My bad.
Yeah, and then who was helping him up? Bender knocks him down, but picks him up as well. Great sportsmanship on Bender. He's had 4 good years here at Scott County High School.
But if you're an offensive guy, you don't want the guy that tackled you to help you up. Just walk away, celebrate or something, but don't offer my hand. You just killed me. So 3rd down and short. Look for Mayer to go right here. Mayer hands it off to Best. Best. Scott County.
That's
going to be close.
That's going to depend on the spot. It looks like coming in from, I think they're going to give it to him. Oh, we got a flag, Mike,
Yep.
so there's something being said. And if this, well, either way, both coaches are going to be upset on this flag.
Yep, Trey Bender with the tackle from the bottom of the pile. Scott County did a good job. Anthony Best, I thought he had the hole right there, but Scott County closed it up quickly. So we'll see what the call is here. It'll either be 4th and short, 1st and 10, or something in between. They're going to say officials timeout to talk about it. We hope they turn the mic off. One of the best commercials going right now.
They're actually going to measure, Mike.
So 2:38 to go here in the first quarter. Scott County up 7-0. Great new scoreboard here at Toyota Stadium. Live video feed. And even a blind guy like me can actually see the numbers. So they're going to be short. That'll be 4th down, but we'll see what the flag is all about. Your officiating crew. Joe Steffen is the referee. Paul Dunn, the umpire. John Fout is the head linesman. Line judge is Chad Young. Back judge, Denny Brown.
Personal foul, Scott County.
Personal foul, Scott County. That'll be a 1st down for Covenant Catholic. And Mark, Scott County kind of fixed that issue they had early in the season. One game, I think, up at Elder, Mark, they kind of lost the cool a little bit.
Yeah, they struggled at Elder. Penalties kind of put them in a hole up there that they weren't able to recover, plus the turnovers.
Scott County actually had 4 personal foul penalties in that first half, didn't he?
If I remember, it's about well, and to be honest with you, both teams did, but the umpires did a pretty good, referees did a pretty good job of cleaning that up after the fact. But not necessarily the number, but when you get them.
Yep.
According to our mentor Bill Needle, it's not always the number; it's just when you get them. And Scott County got them where they killed drives.
So 1st and 10, Scott County on defense trying to hold the Covenant Catholic Colonels. It's 1st and 10 for the Colonels, 24-yard line. Pitch right side to Ryan McGinnis. Scott County, good job of containment there. No room for the wrong man to run. Pick up of about a half a yard, Tyler Braxton. Mark, when you speak Scott County, we talked about Eric Abney, but Tyler Braxton, 47 tackles on the season, 12.5 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's had a good year too. Nothing to take away from him, but it's just it's hard to. I'd hate to live on the difference between his senior year and Eric Abney's senior year, but I just think Eric Abney's had a great senior year.
Mayer on the quarterback keeper up the middle. Scott County does a good job. He runs into the middle of the line. Bryce Lawson was trying to run him down, but Daniel Perkins right there, number 57, probably with the initial hit for Scott County.
Don't hit me anymore. I don't have the football because Trey Bender laid some wood to him.
So 3rd down and 8 for Cov Cath. Mayer back to pass. Guy open over the middle. Is he going to get over to the top Scott County defender? He does not. It goes off the hands of number 3, Ian Summy. It'll be 4th down and 8.
The thing about it is if the Scott County defensive backs, and this is a tribute to Coach Monty, they may be you may get a little bit behind them, but they know how to recover and keep that inside position that makes it difficult for that receiver to get a good look at catching the football.
So Cov Cath going for it, 4th down and 8. Scott County cornerbacks up close. Mayer throws it up for Summy again, a little bit long, and Scott County's going to take over on downs. Scott County hit 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And Mike Mayer would like to have that one back just a little bit long.
So Scott County with the football, 1st and 10. Josh Davis, handoff up the middle to Noah Hughes. He's out across the 26-yard line. Sheldon on the tackle for Cov Cath. Alex Shelton, 68 tackles on the season for the junior. You're going to hear his name a lot.
And, Mike, this drive means a lot to Scott County. Coach McKee wants to set this table right. We've got an official timeout here. But after that turnover, he's going to want to get back in a rhythm and get the offense moving with this possession.
So Scott County will have it 2nd down and 6. Handoff right side, Simon Bond. He comes inside. Ball's picked up by the big man, number 90 for Covington Catholic. 2nd fumble recovery. Jake Steins, the senior defensive lineman for Cov Cath, picks up the loose ball on the hit from Simon Bond. Mark, I didn't see who had that initial hit, but
I didn't either. All I saw was the ball squirting, everybody going the opposite direction.
So Scott County shooting themselves in the foot. That's the 2nd turnover of the night. And more importantly on this one, Mark, it's where the turnover occurred, inside the 20-yard line. So Cov Cath will have the football 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Scott County's defense needs a big play again.
Yeah, this would be, if you could hold them to 3, that would be a monumental stand for the defense.
17.4 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Cov Cath with an opportunity to tie it up.
Wide open.
Cameron Pfister with the 7-yard touchdown pass from A.J. Mayer. And, Mark, I think you called it wide open.
Yeah, there was a mix-up somewhere because there wasn't anybody within 5-10 yards of him.
So Matt Kloska, number 86, in for the extra point attempt for Cov Cath. Holding for the Colonels is Tyler McClure. Kloska's kick is good in 13.5 seconds. It only took them about 4 seconds to score. 1 play, 1 touchdown for Cov Cath. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. 9-7 here in the first quarter at Toyota Stadium, Scott County Sports Network.
The Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. About 7 lies told in that 30-second span here in the booth. We can't tell you any one of them, but Mark, more importantly, Scott County, Cov Cath 7-7. A big turnover by Scott County. Simon Bond takes a hit. The big man, number 90 for Cov Cath. Jake Steins picks it up, gets down to the 7-yard line. A.J. Mayer to Pitzer. Touchdown. We're tied at 7.
Well, and Mike, we had talked about Cov Cath needing to flip the field. That was even better than Coach Evanston could want. 2 consecutive series and 2 consecutive turnovers, and you do score. Actually, if you could be a little upset that you didn't get 2 scores, but you've knotted this thing up here 7-7 at the end of the first quarter, and basically I don't think you can be any happier if you're Coach Eddie Evanston and the Colonels from Cov Cath.
Kloska, the left-footed kicker, up in the air, picked up at the 2-yard line. Dylan Smith.
He may go, Mike. He may go.
He has one guy to beat. He gets around Kloska. Now it's a foot race. Dylan Smith, good pickup right there by K.J. Christopher. And Dylan Smith, 99-yard touchdown return for Scott County as they reclaim the lead. And, Mark, great job by K.J. Christopher right there. When he first started blocking, he was like, no, don't. But he made sure he got in front of the defender. Good block, and no doubt touchdown by Dylan Smith.
Well, Christopher doesn't continue to run through that play. I don't think we score. I think Dylan Smith gets forced out of bounds inside the 10. So the great play by Christopher, but just that quick, Scott County takes any momentum that Cov Cath had with that touchdown return.
Short snapper Alex Miller down to Eric Abney. Tyler Dummer kick is up and good. 3 guys execute perfectly, and Scott County, Mark, at the end of the first quarter, they take the lead 14-7. On a 99-yard kickoff return by Scott County's Dylan Smith. Great block by K.J. Christopher. We'll come back for that replay and much more here on the Scott County Sports Network.
The Hawkinsmith Agency is proud to call Scott County home. We're your Main Street insurance that blends tradition and innovation to offer the best quality service to our clients. By offering a wide range of coverage from the impressive list of major insurance companies, we truly meet your insurance coverage needs. Come visit us at 224 East Main in Georgetown or online at hawkinsmithagency.com. The Hawkinsmith Agency, providing coverage for the Motorist Insurance Group for all your insurance needs.
People's Exchange Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing relationships. Roots take time to grow and give strength and stability. Since 1912...
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 1 quarter in the books. Let's let you enjoy the entertainment of the Scott County High School dance team. Great performance by the Scott County High School dance team. Good job. Young ladies come out and perform every week on home football games between the first and second quarter. And while we got a chance here, let's look at this touchdown return by Scott County's Dylan Smith. As you can see, he picks it up at the 90, or at about the 2-yard line, runs up the seam. Blockers do a great job of holding their blocks. Once he gets through, he switches it from the left to the right, and then basically he turns on the afterburners, and Gloucester has no way to get him. But you see K.J. Christopher here at the 20-yard line. Great block. Any doubt was taken out of the way, and Dylan Smith runs it in for Scott County to give them the lead 14-0 on the last play of that first quarter. Mark, you had that kind of blazing speed at Bourbon County, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
That's why you play basketball. You only had to run, 94 feet? No comment. Tyler Dummer kicking off for Scott County. Scott County with the lead, 14-7. Here goes the jumping jack patrol down here on the Scott County sideline. Tyler Dummer from the 40, kick. Picked up by Anthony Best at the 7-yard line. He goes left side. Tripped up by Scott County's number 25, Kendrick Hamilton.
Yeah, nice job there by Scott County stringing it out and using the sideline.
First and 10 for Cov Cath at the 26-yard line. And, Mark, one thing about Scott County's offense, you've got to stay with them. So big opportunity right here. Cov Cath has to put points on the board because you cannot get Scott County get out with a big lead because once they do, they're hard to catch up to. In motion is McGinnis.
And that fullback dive went nowhere, Mike. Great job by the interior of the Cardinal defensive line. They stopped that play, stuffed it right at the line of scrimmage.
Short gain on the play.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Mayer with 3 to the near side. Under center this time. Looks like a little screen. Great play by Cooper Robb. Keyshawn Brent and Cooper Robb read that little flare-out pass perfectly for no gain. Actually, probably about a 2-yard loss for Cov Cath on that possession. It'll be 3rd down and 11 for Cov Cath. Kind of a high snap. Mayer did a good job of keeping it. There's nobody with him. He's going to pick up the first down running. Finally caught from behind by Tyler Braxton.
Great job by Tyler Braxton for Scott County.
Yeah, and Mike, that was a situation where the high snap really messed up Mayer's rhythm. However, it turned out being a good thing because containment got broke and Mayer was able to pick up the first down with his feet. So it's going to be 1st and 10 on about the 48 for Cov Cath.
So first down and 10 for Covington Catholic. 10:21 to go. A.J. Mayer, big run for the Colonels. He's in the shotgun. He's going to try it again. This time runs into his own man, bounces it outside. Tripped up by Scott County's Eric Abney. Pickup of 7 yards. It'll be second down and 3. So second down and 3 for Cov Cath. In the shotgun is A.J. Mayer. Pass to McGinnis at the 39-yard line. Is complete on the coverage. Bryce Lawson. It'll be a first and 10 for Covington Catholic. And Mark, if you're a Cov Cath fan, this is what you'd like to see.
Well, yeah, you've got a little bit of rhythm, and, you know, you're only down 7. And you keep – it's one of those games where, Mike, I just want to hang around. I want to hang around and steal it at the end if I can.
So we have a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. It'll be first and 10 for Cov Cath. Down 14-7 when we return here on the Scott County Sports Network.
Hi, I'm David Goldman with Georgetown Family Chiropractic. Are backaches and headaches a problem for you? They shouldn't be. Drugs and surgery may mask the pain, but seldom treat the underlying cause. Spinal decompression works to ease pressure between discs without injections and without surgery. Don't learn to live with the pain, and don't let it limit your lifestyle. Call us today for a free evaluation. 866-807-8611.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Greens Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Greens is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Greens strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Greens continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Greens' winning team. Greens Toyota. Great people, great cars. Think green.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Scott County defensive coordinator Monty McIntyre trying to readjust his defense. They've kind of bent a little bit here. Covington Catholic moving down the field. Inside the 40-yard line, A.J. Mayer back to pass again. Long pass. He's got a receiver open. Anthony Best about a foot and a half outside the reach of Anthony Best. Incomplete pass, second and 10.
And, you know, that's a tough task. Tyler Braxton's doing a good job of doing that, but that's tough to ask him to cover a wide receiver coming out of that slot. But that's what that spread offense does. It's going to force your linebacker to be able to play pass coverage. If not, that's going to be the mismatch that they want.
So second down and 10, A.J. Mayer, good-looking player for Cov Cath is A.J. Mayer, a 6'3 sophomore. Future looks bright. You know, nobody happier than Eddie Evanston because he likes that dual-threat quarterback. Mayer in the shotgun. 2 to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom. He hands it off to Anthony Best, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a short gain as the pile moves forward. Give him a gain of 3, but his initial contact was right at the line of scrimmage. Just had a good offensive line push, and nobody upset more than Jeremiah Happy on that play.
Yeah, and, you know, Mike, if you're Cov Cath, the timing is disrupted with that high snap from the shotgun. So, you know, that's one thing that you can count on. Coach Evanston is going to probably work on at halftime because that is disrupting the timing.
Mayer under center. 2-step drop. He throws it up for Ryan McGinnis. Cooper Robb on the coverage. And that time he missed about 4 yards deep, but he had Jeremiah Happy in his grill, so to speak. It'll be 4th down and 7, and you know Eddie Evanston's going to go for it. That's been his M.O. at this point. Into the ball game for Cov Cath is number 16, Brent Angel, at the wide receiver spot.
Well, and you know, Mike, last time the high snap, and Mayer was able to pick up the first down with his feet because containment broke. So, you know, he's been better than 50-50 on these tonight. So
4th down and 7, big play coming up. High snap again. This time he gets it into the hands of number 16. That's going to be Brent Angel.
Picked up the first down by a couple yards.
Yeah, that'll be the 30th catch of the season for Mr. Angel. Correction, that's his 16th catch of the year. 190 yards, 1 TD. First down, Scott County uncharacteristically giving up 4th and long 2 times tonight already.
Well, and again, another high snap, so you'd think that would work to Scott County's favor, but Mayer's been able to rein it in and get the play executed.
Now, fortunately for Covcath right there, the reason they got away is because it's a quick pass. They get the line of scrimmage real quick. Time running down. They got 1 second on the clock when the play.
Oh, nice job by Keyshawn Brent.
Keyshawn Brent runs him outside, keeps containment. He can't get around him. A.J. Mayer down after a short gain of about 1 yard.
And, Mike, that's, we say great job, which it was by Keyshawn Brent, but that's good scouting. They knew that formation and what the possible play was, and Keyshawn stayed in his lane, stayed at home, and wasn't any place for Mayer to go.
And Mark, explain to people why, typically when you play defense, you say, okay, the quarterback's just going to hand it off or pass. Explain the complications that come in when you have a dual-threat quarterback.
Well, you have to be able to cover the pass, but if he's unaccounted for, basically, so that leaves him, if he's got the ability to run, there's nobody really lined up to take him. So he's got free reign, and you hope what you do is with the pass, everybody's staying in their lanes, you don't really give him a lane that he can take off in. But, really, unless you put a spy on him and one less rusher, he's going to be unaccounted for.
Well, he went back to pass on that play going for Brent Angel, but Gavin Hernandez made him rush it. And Coach Evanston's going to call a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 7:31 to go here in the first half. Covcath, their first charge timeout of the night. 14-7 is your score. Scott County with the lead here on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll be right back. Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no-obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky, here for your needs 24 hours a day. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 3rd and 10, a big play here defensively for Scott County. And, Mark, you were talking about A.J. Mayer. He's mid along a little bit. Now he's not just letting it flow. He's trying to help it a little bit.
Yeah, I thought he aimed that last one. That was one where he should have just rifled it in because his guy had inside position, and I think he's missed on the touch pass so many times that he just tried to aim that.
Wide open receiver is Cam Pitzer. And the second touchdown for Cam Pitzer as Tyler Braxton hits A.J. Mayer at the 36-yard line, but missing coverage right there, blown coverage.
That's a blown coverage by somebody. There wasn't anybody within 20 yards. The hard part for him was to make sure he caught it because there was nobody around him.
So a 27-yard touchdown pass to Cam Pitzer, his second touchdown of the night, and almost the same play that they scored earlier. Matt Kloska, the lefty in. McClure on the hold. Kick is up and good. And just like that, 7:34 to go. We're tied at 14 here on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll take a timeout, pay some bills. We'll be back for the kickoff right after this.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot.
All right. Here's a real Whitaker bank shot.
Yes, sir. Here's a winning Whitaker bank shot.
Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot. Now, there's a Whitaker bank shot.
Come on, Coach Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive-through window, offer free local delivery, and are open 6 days a week. J&L can also provide you with all your home medical needs, including home oxygen with 24-hour emergency service. Stop by the store or give them a call at 502-863-9823 for all your pharmacy needs.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. You see the special teams kickoff unit for Covcath. Getting set, Matt Kloska. 16 of 42 touchbacks on the season. He is kicking off to Simon Bond and Dylan Smith. Mark, the last time he did this, good results for Scott County. Dylan Smith goes 98 yards for a touchdown. Scott County hoping for the same.
I have a feeling that was discussed.
Little pooch kick. Picked up at the 30-yard line by number 13, Sam Sutton.
And that's going to, you kind of figured they weren't going to go deep after the long kickoff return, but you got to be careful. Sam Sutton got the ability to take that to the house as well. So,
well, you like the pooch kick, but what you're saying is we'd rather almost give you a 35-yard kickoff return than let you score a touchdown. And with Scott County's potent offense, I don't know if that's a good defensive move.
Well, you can do that because it's 14-14, and Scott County's got 2 turnovers. So I agree with you. Historically, in the way Scott County's played for most of the year, that would be a bad move. But tonight, it's 14-14. You can do a lot of different things.
Glenn Covington out on the island. They're going to give it to Noah Hughes. I'm sure the coaches up in the box noticed that Glenn Covington out there one-on-one coverage. But they hand it to Noah Hughes, and I don't even have to look at the play mark. How much did he pick up? 11 yards, first down for Scott County. Leading rusher on the season is Noah Hughes. Noah Hughes, pretty good year, Mark.
Yeah, he's got
178 carries, 1,188 yards, 11 TDs.
He'll be well over 1,200 yards by the end of tonight.
Who had it, Noah Hughes or Simon Bond? Couldn't tell.
That
nobody touched either one of them.
that goes back to the number of years. How many times have we sit up here in the booth thinking Noah Hughes has got it, only to find out the ball's going around the end? Well, that's Simon Bond.
The way about it, how many times we sit up here and give Bill Needle a hard time doing the play-by-play?
Yeah, because he missed it.
Yeah.
Love you, Bill.
So Noah Hughes up the middle picks up about 1 yard. It'll be enough for the first down. So Scott County 6:38, knotted at 14 on the move. As they have a first down on about the 42-yard line. Scott County's offensive line, hats off to him, Brian Hudson, Jesse Hamby, Kobe McKee, Trey Bender, Alex Miller. And we talked about Alex Miller. He goes from the backup JV quarterback to a tight end for a season, and now he's playing offensive line at right tackle for Scott County along with the long snapper duties. Kendrick Hamilton. Really patient, following Bender. And a good tackle there by number 6 for Cov Cav, Adam Picarillo.
And also number 53, Mike, but I don't have him on my roster.
53 is Jack Maley. You remember that, Mr. Baseball? Luke Maley now playing, I think, for Tampa Bay. Former UK baseball player.
Noah Hughes gets tripped up.
Noah Hughes tripped up by the big man, number 68. Working hard for Covington Catholic is Chris Riesinger. Or Riesinger, Mark, they told me. Sorry, Mr. and Mrs., but we tried to correct it. Should be an interesting performance here, Mark. One of the things we enjoy every year is the band and their Halloween costumes tonight. I know Mr. Cam Burgess is coming out dressed as a giraffe. Waiting to see that. Simon Bond, right side, has the hole. Cuts it back inside. And the turf monster with the tackle. They're going to credit it to Anthony Best, but I think the turf had a lot to do with that tackle.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, of course, it's easy to up here, but it looked like if he could have stayed outside, he had a lot of running room.
He picks up plenty. 1st and 10 for Scott County, 27-yard line, 15-yard pickup by Simon Bond. 5:06 to go, knotted at 14. Cov Cath answered back after Scott County's touchdown to tie it up. Noah Hughes with the fake.
There's that
Josh
play.
Davis saying, give me a block. Josh Davis turns it back up into the end zone. Josh Davis, 27-yard touchdown run. And what a job by Josh Davis pointing to Simon Bond saying, make sure you hit him, please.
Yeah, and that's that play, Mike, we talked about in the first quarter that they ran, and when he rolled out, there wasn't anybody paying any attention to him. So Scott County coaches, good credit to them. They just made a note of that, and they come back with the play, and it goes for a touchdown.
Scott County wastes little time with the score. Tyler Dummer in for the kick. Eric Abney holding. We're going to say the short snapper for Scott County, Alex Miller. We got a timeout called, I think. Timeout, Cove Cath. I don't know if I'd wanted to waste a timeout with 4:49 to go, but Cove Cath calls timeout before the extra point attempt. So we'll take a timeout as well. Scott County up 20-14, 4:49 to go, back after this.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. Frank Shoup, he sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition, bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Welcome back, Tyler Dummer. After the timeout by Covington Catholic, set to kick the extra point to increase Scott County's lead to 7. Scott County's Josh Davis gives Scott County Cardinals the lead with a 27-yard touchdown run. Nice block by Simon Bond. But once Davis got the block from Bond, he turned it back up inside and is tackled, but as he's going into the end zone. Abney with the hold. Dummer's kick up and good. A little dose of train horns by David Higgs. That tells you Scott County has just scored. And they have the lead, 21-14. And while we got it, let's go ahead and look at that replay here of Josh Davis and that nice touchdown run. You can see Kendrick Hamilton in motion. Josh Davis fakes to Noah Hughes. Everybody bites the fake to Noah Hughes. Josh Davis has nobody within 10 yards of him. You see Simon Bond here at the 10 with a nice block. He turns it back up inside, knocked into the end zone for the Scott County touchdown. Can't do it much better than that, Mark. 4:49 to go. Scott County 21. Cove Cath 14. Scott County with one timeout. Cove Cath on the board with 2. That doesn't look right. Correction, Scott County with 2 timeouts. Cove Cath with 1. I used to know where those timeout spots were on the old school board. Still trying to learn it here. Back deep for Cove Cath is Anthony Best, number 4.
Kind of glad.
Number 4 is Ryan McGinnis. Number 23 is Anthony Best.
Kind of glad the other Cardinals decided to come out and join Dummer at the kickoff team. It kind of looked lonely out there standing by himself at the 40-yard line.
So here goes the jumping jack patrol. Tyler Dummer with about an 11-yard drop. Tyler Dummer. Here comes the kick. Line drive, right side. Bounces at the 15, picked up at the 4 by Anthony Best. He comes up the middle. Waits for the blockers. They're going to get blocked from behind.
Thought that was a little too good a block.
Yeah. On the tackle for Scott County, Bryce Lawson at the 23-yard line, but they're going to bring that back with that illegal block. Probably half the distance to the goal, Mark. You're a lot smarter with numbers than I am. I'll let you figure that one out.
It's going to be half the distance to the goal.
I get to figure out the yard line? Where's Andy?
Well, I'm just going to wait till they put it down and they tell you the yard line.
That's why you're where you're at. We're making the assumption the play penalty is on Cove Cath, and the officials just verified that for us as they're walking inside.
Yeah, they're inside.
The 10-yard line to the 6, right? That was what you said, wasn't it?
6.5.
6.5. So 4:41 to go. Cove Cath has a long way to go, down 7. 21-14 is the score. Both teams start postseason play next week. Cove Cath opens up at home against Anderson County.
Awful lot of meeting and discussing things. Yeah, they're going to bring that back a little bit.
They're going to add 5 yards, so now it'll be 1st and 10 at the 11.
A little bit of a break for Cove Cath.
So A.J. Mayer under center, Anthony Best directly behind him. 1 receiver to the top, 2 to the bottom. Cove Cath in the visiting white uniforms. Mayer, 3-step drop. Jump pass to Best.
Oh, great block.
Tyler Braxton and Dylan Smith on the tackle for Scott County, but not after a pickup of about 9 yards. I think we've got an injured player on the field. So we'll take time out while the medical staff for Covington Catholic attends to the injured player for the Colonels. 4:34 to go. Scott County 21, Cove Cath 14 here on the Scott County Sports Network.
United Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, Equal House.
The Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. A.J. Mayer in the shotgun, 4:22 to go, and the clock's running in the first half. Mayer, receiver over the middle, is Ryan McGinnis. Sometimes hitting the receiver in the hands is probably the worst spot.
Well, he was looking to see, he had some running room. He was looking to see how much. Got to catch it first.
And that's one of those things when you're a receiver, you're taught to catch it with your hands, but that ball was almost like the spot it was tough. Do I catch it with my hands or use my shoulder pads?
Well, the thing about it, though, they've come out this series throwing that little screen pass, and they've had some success. They dropped that one, but he was open. So, obviously, Cov Cath has seen something in their coach's box that they think is working.
So, second down and 10 for Cov Cath, 4:15 to go. 21-14 is your score. Glad you could join us here on the internet at the Scott County Sports Network. Mayer back to pass again. His receiver, Pitzer. Zig left, and the pass was Zig right on the coverage for Scott County. Can't tell who that was. Was it Eric Abney on the coverage for Scott County? Yes, it was. Pitzer coming out of the tight end spot.
Important down here for Scott County's defense. They'll be able to get really good field position if they can force a punt.
Quick pitch out.
Nice play by Eric Abney. Man, they've got that play down pat.
The pass was caught by Ben France.
For the passing offense, Mike, that's the same thing as a quick pitch sweep left or right. But Scott County's Eric Abney and Cooper Robb and Keyshawn Brent, all three have done a great job of reading that and basically been a no gain for Cov Cath all night.
So we've got a timeout on the field again. Coach will say we can't take them with us. So Scott County calls a timeout. That'll be their second timeout of the quarter. We'll take a timeout as well. 3:58 to go. Scott County 21, Cov Cath 14 on the Scott County Sports Network.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Scott County with the timeout to get this punt return set up. Look for a return right here. Brent Angel kicking for Cov Cath. 39-yard average on the season. He'll catch it at the 12-yard line. Just get it away, and Dylan Smith is running up, catching it at his 49-yard line. Now he's trying to find blockers. And the good job of coverage there by Covington Catholic with the tackle. Number 82, Cam Butler.
But again, though, Mike, great field position almost right at midfield for Scott County with 3:47 left to go. This would be a big score for Scott County. Go up 2.
Yeah, Scott County goes into the locker room up 14. It's a it's a lot different conversation by both teams at halftime. Hope you can join us at halftime. The governor going over team stats, individual stats, and much more. As always, does a great job at that. Davis for the tight end pass. He's wide open with the catch is Jordan Darnell wearing number 87. And just like that, Scott County's tight end Jordan Darnell says, "Let me show you how it's done, Mr. Pitzer." 51-yard touchdown pass. Josh Davis, 2 Jordan Darnell. And Mark, great call by the coaching staff of Scott County.
Yeah, it was a great call. I reckon the only question you got is you got 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Only took about 7 seconds to run that play.
I'll take a 14-point lead.
Oh, yeah.
If it only takes me 7 seconds to score.
Well, here's the point I was getting ready to do. Now, your Cub Calf, you've got to score. But if you don't score, then all of a sudden Scott County may have a chance to add another 7 if you're Cub Calf. So
with the kick, Tyler Dummer gets us to 28-14. We'll take a timeout. 3:39 to go. We'll come back with the replay on the Scott County Sports Network.
You'd end up putting there's a lot of pressure.
For oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. While we set up here for the kickoff return, we'll look at that replay. Great pass from Josh Davis to Jordan Darnell. Here you see Simon Bond in motion. He taps Josh Davis to say, I'm away from you. Faked it, Noah Hughes, everybody bites. Josh Davis steps back at his 45-yard line. Jordan Darnell, 10 yards wide open, catches it at the 22-yard line. Pay dirt, Jordan Darnell, Scott County. Tyler Dummer back to live action. Brian McGinnis, he has an opening. Dylan Smith able to close it down, and a good job of containment there by Dylan Smith. And finally on the tackle, Clay Moss for Scott County.
That was a nice run right there. He tried to cut outside, lost his footing. Otherwise, he probably picked up another 10 or 15 yards. But if you're Cub Calf, that was good kick return to get you some decent field. Because as we talked about, Mike, there's some pressure on Cub Calf's offense. There's too much time left. If they go a quick 3 and out, Scott County's got a chance to put some more points up on the board.
28-14 is your score. 3:32 to go. A.J. Mayer been at the quarterback spot for Cub Calf. Cub Calf going to another quick screen. Brent Angel catches it at about the 41, brings it down to the 50. That's going to be a pickup just enough for a first down. We'll wait to see with the official measurement. And the side judge says, yep, move on down, chain crew, 1st and 10. And, Mark, that's about as safe as pass as you can make it.
Mm-hmm. And for that type of offense, it's just like a quick pitch, Mike, we talked before. And what they're going to hopefully do is try to get Scott County cheating up to cover that and blow somebody by on the fly pattern.
Ian Summey down here to the bottom of the screen. Ryan McGinnis comes down to join him. A.J. Mayer drops back and then
automatic draw, yeah.
Great run down from behind by Keyshawn Brent, but he picks up 12, another first down.
And again, Mike, he's unaccounted for on the rush, so if you get outside your lanes and don't push straight up the field, you're going to open up that lane where he can choose to run. And in that situation, I'm like you, I think it was design call, quarterback draw, but it was a great call.
The 1st and 10 for the Colonels. Scott County 38-yard line. 2 back-to-back big gains by Covenant Catholic. One on the pass to Brent Angel, the other from the legs of A.J. Mayer. There's another quarterback keeper, and Jeremiah Happy bobbles the ball loose. Gavin Hernandez coming there to clean it up. Jeremiah Happy almost caused him to fumble. I don't think Mr. Mayer was expecting Jeremiah Happy to be there.
Jeremiah Happy said, you ain't doing that twice. You got me once, but you're not doing it twice.
So a loss of 2 yards. Jeremiah Happy, that's his 4th tackle for loss of the season. To go along with 1 sack and 22 total tackles. It'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Colonels. With 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go and the clock counting here on the Scott County Sports Network at Toyota Stadium. Great night for football. Busy day in the Bluegrass tomorrow. Mayer struggling again, tries to get away, and he's tripped up. I think they're going to give Trey Bender with another tackle for the loss, Mark. When you look at Trey Bender's numbers for the season, pretty amazing for that young man, what he's able to do. Doing a great job defensively for Scott County.
Yeah, and you got to factor in, Mike, he's not been 100% on the defensive side of the ball, starting right guard for.
Well, we talked about the energy that he brings, and you can see it defensively, and you also can see him with that lead blocking from the offensive side as well. Trey Bender's one of those guys that just loves to play football. He doesn't care what he's doing. As it's 3rd and 10 for Covington Catholic, 1 minute and 18 seconds to go.
And Mike, right now, Mayer's got a little bit of happy feet as he's looking to run pretty quick. Scott County did a nice job of putting pressure.
A little bit of confusion as we have delay of game against Cov Cath, and you can't really blame anybody but the coaching staff of Cov Cath and the quarterback, because this is a college stadium and you have play clocks on both end zones. It's not like a lot of high schools where you just kind of run it and get close. So a loss of 5 yards, 3rd down and 15. Big play coming up here for the Colonels. Mark, I'm almost at the point where I just run it twice.
Yeah. With this set 4 receivers, don't think that's going to be in Cov Cath's repertoire.
Pitzer wide open, passes and tipped at the line of scrimmage. I think Tyler Braxton got it from his linebacker spot, intended for Cameron Pitzer. Cameron Pitzer, the big play guy for Cov Cath. 2 touchdown passes caught by the young man.
Now,
from the tight end spot, and they're going to go for the punt here.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say you got to play the percentages. I was getting ready to say he was known as a gunslinger when he played quarterback here at Georgetown, but that was going to be with 1 minute to go in the game, give Scott County the ball right there.
Punt is up. Dylan Smith looking at it, fair catch at the 11.
That's a nice
Scott
punt.
County, 53.5 seconds to go. It's not out of the realm, but a tall task for Scott County right here. So it'll be 1st and 10 Scott County. Coach McKee not happy with something that went on there with the special teams punt return team.
Had a couple players come on late, Mike. I think that's what he was upset about, trying to make the point. Didn't get out there in time to get set.
So Scott County's defense, the big stop that you needed, they'll definitely go to the locker room unless there's a big play here, another turnover. Cov Cath had 2 of those tonight, so we can't rule it out, but short of that, it's probably going to go in with 53.5 seconds to go. Scott County's going to need a big play. They've already kind of pulled the big monkey or the rabbit out of the hat with that tight end pass, but you got to be careful.
Yeah, but I don't look for him to do that here.
I'm looking for, we talk about out here on the island is Glenn Covington. Maybe look for a pass to him.
He's going victory.
He's going victory formation and saying, shut up, Mike Ritchie. 50 seconds to go. We're happy to go in up 14, 28-14.
Covington comes out. And Ethan Vandermeer comes in as an extra tight end.
Ethan Vandermarle, one of the seniors here tonight, getting an opportunity to get in. Josh Davis takes a knee. That'll be our last play. Both teams content to go to the locker room. Scott County, big touchdown run by Josh Davis. They take the lead 28-14. Big plays for Scott County. Big plays for Covington Catholic. All scores for both teams have been off big plays except for one. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the governor. He'll do first half stats and much more here on the Scott County Sports Network. Back in a few.
The Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop by or call Daryl, Scott, or Jessica at 502-570-0280. Sports Connection, a proud sponsor and athletic and sporting goods supplier to Scott County and Georgetown College athletics.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's actions.
Time for oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. It's halftime here at Toyota Stadium with your Scott County Cardinals up 28-14 over the visiting Colonels of Cub Cath. Looking at team stats for the first half on first downs, 10 for the visiting Cub Cath Colonels. They had 17 rushes for a total of 60 yards. Had 79 yards passing on 11 of 23 with one touchdown. Total offensive plays 40 for 139 yards. They did have one fumble return for 14 yards. Had a total of 114 yards in kickoff returns. They had 3 punts for an average of 34 yards. They had 3 penalties for 20 yards. They possessed the ball for over 16 minutes. Third down conversions, they were 2 of 9, and they were 2 of 4 on fourth down conversions. They were 1 of 1 on their red zone scoring opportunities. For Scott County, they had 8 first downs in the first half. They had 21 rushes for a total of 113 yards. Another 51 yards in the air, and that was on the 1 touchdown pass to Jordan Darnell. They were 22 offensive plays for 164 yards. Had 1 punt return, had 2 kickoff returns for a total of 105 yards. They had 1 pick. They had 2 fumbles and lost 2. That's how Cub Cath was able to get the score. Penalties, Scott County had 2 for 25. They possessed the ball for a little over 7.5 minutes. They were 2 of 2 on third downs and 1 of 1 in the red zone score. That's your team stats here at halftime. We're going to take another break here on the Scott County Sports Network. You're watching Scott County Cardinal football, 28-14 at half. Scott County winning.
Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no-obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky, here for your needs 24 hours a day.
United Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs, and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing. United Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs, and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network here at Toyota Stadium tonight. Your Scott County Cardinals up 28-14 over the visiting Cov-Cath Colonels. We'll take a look here at the individual stats. First for the visiting Colonels from Cov-Cath, A.J. Mayer, 11 rushes for a total of 51 yards, averaging 4.6. Anthony Best, 4 carries for a total of 8 yards. And then Ryan McGinnis had 2 carries for 1 yard. Passing, A.J. Mayer is 11 of 22 for a total of 79 yards. Does have 2 TD passes. Brett Angel is 0 for 1. The punter who basically tried to save a play through an interception. Receiving, Cam Fitzer has 3 receptions for 30 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brett Angel has 3 receptions for a total of 29 yards. Ryan McGinnis has 2 catches for 9. Punting, Brett Angel's three punts, total of 101 yards, averaging almost 34 yards a punt. Kick returns, Anthony Best has 2 for 55 yards, and Ryan McGinnis has 2 for 59 yards. Tackles, Cam Fitzer has a total of 4 on 3 assists and 2 unassisted tackles. Jacob Steins has a total of 3. Anthony Best has 2 tackles, and Alex Shelton has 2 tackles. Flipping the screen, we're going to look at Scott County. Noah Hughes has 7 carries for a total of 47 yards, averaging almost 7 yards a carry out of the fullback. Simon Bond has 5 carries, 37 yards, averaging 6.2 yards. Josh Davis has 2 carries for 20 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 10 yards a carry. And Kendrick Hamilton has 4 rushes for 13 yards and a TD, averaging 3.2. Josh Davis 1-1 on his only pass attempt, and what a big one it was. 51 yards long to Jordan Darnell for a touchdown. Punt returns, Dylan Smith has 1 for 1 yard. Kick returns, Sam Sutton has 1 for 8, and Dylan Smith with the big play, 1 kickoff return for a touchdown of 97 yards. Keyshawn Brent has a total of 5.5 tackles at half. Tyler Braxton 4.5. Eric Abney 4. And Trey Bender has 3.5. Keyshawn Brent has 2 tackles for a loss. Tyler Braxton has 1, and Trey Bender has a tackle for a loss. We're going to take one more break here and thank a couple of sponsors. Again, you're listening to your Scott County Cardinal football on the Scott County Sports Network.
The Hawkinsmith Agency is proud to call Scott County home. We're your Main Street insurance that blends tradition and innovation to offer the best quality service to our clients. By offering a wide range of coverage from the impressive list of major insurance companies, we truly meet your insurance coverage needs. Come visit us at 224 East Main in Georgetown or online at hawkinsmithagency.com. The Hawkinsmith Agency, providing coverage for the Motorist Insurance Group for all your insurance needs.
People's Exchange Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing relationships. Roots take time to grow and give strength and stability. Since 1912, our banks and our people have been part of your community. And while our services continue to keep pace with your need for today's high-tech conveniences, we know that loyalty never grows old. You don't just need a bank, you need people. People's Exchange Bank. People serving people since 1912.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot. All right. Here's a real Whitaker bank shot.
Yes, sir. Here's the winning Whitaker bank shot. Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot. Now, there's a Whitaker bank shot.
Come on, Coach. Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive-through window, offer free local delivery, and are open 6 days a week. J&L can also provide you with all your home medical needs, including home oxygen with 24-hour emergency service. Stop by the store or give them a call at 502-863-9823 for all your pharmacy needs.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie along with the governor, Mark Walls, Kevin Ritchie, Toby Murray, and the team physician. We're the Scott County Sports Network here at Toyota Stadium. On the campus of Georgetown College, Scott County up 28-14. At halftime, the governor went over team and individual stats. Now I'll go over the scoring summary. Scott County on the scoring column first. Kendrick Hamilton, an 8-yard touchdown run. Tyler Dummer's kick is good. 7 play, 32 yards. 2 minutes, 27 seconds off the clock. Scott County up 7-0. 14 seconds to go. Cov Cats, Cam Pitzer, a 6-yard touchdown pass from A.J. Mayer. The Kloska kick is good. 1 play after the Scott County turnover. 2 seconds off the clock. Cov Cats ties the score at 7. Last play of the first quarter. 1 play Dylan Smith will remember always on his senior night. A 97-yard kickoff return. Tyler Demmer's kick is good. Scott County back up 14-7. Starting in the second half, Scott County on defense could stop Covington Catholic. Cam Pitzer, a 27-yard touchdown pass from A.J. Mayer. 7:24 on the clock. Kept off a 12-play, 74-yard drive. Took 4 minutes and 29 seconds, and we're knotted back up at 14. Scott County scored the last 2 touchdowns of the half. First one come on a nice run by Scott County's quarterback, Josh Davis. He went 27 yards. Cap off a 7-play, 63-yard drive. 2 minutes, 31 seconds off the clock. Tyler Dummer's kick is good. Scott County up 21-14. Scott County, one of their big trick plays they always seem to run, and as many times as we've seen them run it successfully over the seasons, nobody seems to stop it. Jordan Darnell, a 51-yard touchdown pass from the tight end spot down the middle of the field from Josh Davis. Tyler Dummer's kick is good. 1 play, 51 yards. That score was at the 3-minute, 39-second mark, and Scott County takes the lead, 28-14, and that gets us to halftime. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and get the governor's thoughts on the keys to the second half. You're watching Scott County football. Scott County up 28-14 here on the Scott County Sports Network.
Hi, I'm David Goldman with Georgetown Family Chiropractic. Are backaches and headaches a problem for you? They shouldn't be. Drugs and surgery may mask the pain, but seldom treat the underlying cause. Spinal decompression works to ease pressure between discs without injections and without surgery. Don't learn to live with the pain, and don't let it limit your lifestyle. Call us today for a free evaluation. 866-807-8611.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Greens Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Greens is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Greens strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Greens continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Greens' winning team. Greens Toyota. Great people, great cars. Think green.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. We'd like to give a shout-out to our corporate sponsors. First of the 3 big sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be having the Scott County Sports Network to bring you internet football, basketball, and baseball games throughout the season. Dr. Robert Henderson over at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery, Art Morvay and Lynn Reeves at Scott County Physical Therapy, and the good folks over at Frank Shoup Chevrolet. Appreciate their support. Also, our corporate sponsors, Greens Toyota, Galvin's, Georgetown Community Hospital, United Bank, and Scott County Farm Bureau. Special shout out to them for the support of all Scott County athletics. Without them, Scott County athletics would be totally different from my perspective. So, Mark, we got about 3 minutes to go. Give you about 3 minutes to talk about keys first for Cov Cath down 14. Got a little bit of technical difficulty here. Let's get that figured out if we can. We'll bring our technician in, Toby Murray, to fix the problem. Toby Murray always there with us. He's working on it the best he can. We'll see if he's got it for us. A little more difficulty than we thought. Let's try it again here and see what we can do. Toby Murray earning his money tonight. All kinds of difficulty with the microphones. Don't know what's going on, but we'll get it fixed as always on the Scott County Sports Network. Mark?
We'll see if this works here.
There you go.
Yeah, I think if you're Cov Cath, you've got to come back and try to regain that rhythm that they had when they had those two scoring plays. They were able to work the mid to short range passes and did a pretty good job. And then when you look at defense, they've got to figure out how to make Scott County go a 3 and out. They had done a pretty good job, but they gave away the big 51-yard touchdown pass there because they were trying to get everybody in the box and got burned. But that's the dilemma when you play Scott County. You know, on the other hand, Mike, if you're Scott County, you need to come out early and put the nail in the coffin here and take control of this football game. And because, like I said, if you can come out, set the tone either with a quick 3 and out on the first defensive series or put points on the board the first time you have the football, then you're going to put Cov Cath behind the 8 ball and basically tell them that they're not going to have a chance in the second half. You come out here and you don't play with energy and you give them some momentum and they're going to think they're in the football game and then anything can happen. So if you're Scott County, you want to come out, put the pedal to the metal, go as hard as you can to make sure Cov Cath doesn't gain any momentum at all.
So the most important thing, Scott County had the football to start the second half, and it's going to be imperative for Covenant Catholic. They need a defensive stop. If not, this game might be over with quickly in the second half.
Well, that's exactly right because, like I said, it's really tough to play from behind against Scott County because they're so efficient on the offensive end of the field.
So Scott County with the lead at halftime, 28-14. We'll take our final timeout. We'll come back here on the Scott County Sports Network.
United Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs, and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing.
The Scott County Public Library allows 3-week checkouts. This allows you to enjoy your favorite books, movies, and DVDs free of charge. Unlike a credit card, we don't charge interest. We save you money. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just use your library card and PIN number to put books or movies on hold or download ebooks and free music. Scott County Public Library. Every day, every aid.
Toby's got
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. I'd like to give a shout out to the Scott County Public Library. Get over there and read some books, Toby. One of Toby Murray's favorite hobbies. Checking out books over at the Scott County Public Library. So, Mark, like we said, Scott County will get the possession to start the second half. And we were talking, Scott County, they can pretty much set the tone with a good offensive series here to start the second half.
Well, and I think it's important, Mike, going into the playoffs next week, you really want to set the tone in this second half. For your playoff season starts right now. This second half of this last game, you want to start getting prepared for next week against George Rogers Clark.
And more importantly, here you're not playing, I think, Covenant Catholic. You're playing to set the tone because people looked and they said, what happened to Scott County? You know, last week they barely won 14-7. So is there a kink in the armor? Scott County trying to set the tone right here. Because one thing about it, Scott County, when you play Scott County anymore, Scott County's been such a successful program, you're probably 1 to 2 touchdowns at a disadvantage just from the hype coming up to the football game. And we've seen it with a lot of the Lexington schools. Bryan Station was able to stop that momentum last year, but most of the Lexington schools, they really are almost down a touchdown by the time before they even start because they're all trying to figure out a way to beat Scott County. Your thoughts?
Well, I agree, and Mike, and then you throw on how successful we've been here at Toyota Stadium. And that's the other advantage. When you play well in the regular season in the district, you get to host the games in the playoffs. And, you know, it's hard to come in here to Scott County and beat Scott County at home, so you got to fight that. So there's a lot of pressure when you come in here as the visiting team that you've got to execute, and that's what you want to do if you're Scott County. You want to keep the other team from executing. You want to make it as tough on them as possible to come into these surroundings and be successful. And like I said, this starts here. Is the push for Bowling Green, in my opinion, starts right here with this kickoff, and what Scott County does mentally from this point going forward.
So there's a penalty, a 15-yard penalty against Scott County, I think, for the delay at halftime. But it is what it is. So Matt Kloska will kick off from the Scott County 45-yard line. Hopefully this sucker will go into the end zone.
If they can get a football.
Yep. You have all these special things and everything like that, but without a football, you can't play the game.
It's kind of hard to play without a football.
So Scott County, Dylan Smith, Simon Bond right at the goal line.
And you're right, Mike. I think they're just going to stand there and look at it because this should easily get into the end zone.
Matt Kloska right here shouldn't have his 17th extra point, but last time he pooched it because of the long touchdown run, so he's going to kick it long. He's got to get it in the end zone.
Your Cove Calf, do you roll the dice right here and do an onside kick?
Scott County's got the hands team up there. That's what they're expecting. It's going to be a pooch. Sam Sutton lets it go over his head. Dylan Smith picks it up at the 8. Nobody back to block because Scott County had the hands team out there. Dylan Smith able to get up to the 19-yard line.
So basically, Cove Calf gained a yard.
There you go. And it's a good kick by Kloska. It was over Sam Sutton's head by about 10 yards. There was no way he was going to catch it.
Yeah, I just thought that might have been a good time to try an onside kick. Scott County was ready for that, so that's good on the coaching staff that they recognize that possibility as well. I think we still have nightmares, or they do, about the Mayo playoff game when we gave up back-to-back onside kicks to start the game. We're down 14-0, So
Scott County, big offensive linemen, Brian Hudson, Jesse Hamby, Colby McKee, Trey Bender, Alex Miller out there with the usual cast of characters. And Kendrick Hamilton in motion, Noah Hughes, Simon Bond. They're going to give it to Noah Hughes first on the handoff from Josh Davis. Colby McKee blocking his guy all the way out about 10 yards from the play. It'll be a pickup of about 4 yards, Noah Hughes style, 2nd down and 6 for Scott County. Glenn Covington been challenged one-on-one all night out here by Adam Picarillo. Josh Davis tries to get away from the big man. Not any luck with the tackle for Cove Calf, number 75. I don't have a number 75 on my roster.
Actually, Mike, I thought it was Fitzer if he's wearing 35. I thought whoever wears
35 it was Adam Pitzer. I'm sorry.
And, Mike, that was a big play for Cove Calf because now Scott County's 3rd and long, which they don't really like to be.
And they were looking at Glenn Covington on that play, but it'll be a 3rd down and 16. A loss of 10 yards on the play. Davis throws it up. Covington one-on-one. Picarillo wins the battle. 3rd interception of the season, and he's off to the races with blockers. He's scampering down the end zone. Touchdown, Cove Calf. 10:37 to go as he intercepts the football. Glenn Covington usually doesn't lose the jump ball situations, but great coverage by Adam Picarillo. He had position. Glenn Covington had no shot. He picks it off at about the 38-yard line and a straight line right down the sideline, and he had blockers all the way.
Yeah, Mike,
Calf within 1 touchdown.
And, we talk about how Scott County's defensive backs do a great job of maintaining that inside position. You got to give hats off when somebody else does it. And Picarillo did a great job right there. You said it. Covington couldn't get back to the football. And like I said, once he intercepted it, he had a wall down that left sideline over there.
And now Eddie Evanston's going to roll the dice here. His team down 8. And they're going to go for 2. Don't really understand this one unless Kloska is injured or something. Mayer over the middle. Pitzer with the 2-point conversion. Doesn't matter what we think, Mark. 28-22 is the score with 10:30 to go. Josh Davis, 3rd interception of the season, results in a touchdown after the interception by
Mr.
Mike Picarillo.
They didn't give him the
touchdown.
They didn't give him the touchdown, so that's the touchdown.
I was looking at the scoreboard trying to figure out what was going on, so they called him out of bounds at the 2. I missed that one. Now Kloska come in with a kick.
That makes a little more sense.
I didn't see them mark him. I thought they gave him a touchdown, but 10:30 to go. All the noise, Scott County. Up 7, 28-21, and we'll return here on the Scott County Sports Network.
Wow.
Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment.
Exchange Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing relationships. Roots take time to grow and give strength and stability. Since 1912, our banks and our people have been part of your community. And while our services continue to keep pace with your need for today's high-tech conveniences, we know that loyalty never grows old. You don't just need a bank, you need people. People's Exchange Bank. People serving people since 1912.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Big change of events right there, Mark. Interception down to the 2-yard line. My bad on the call. The pass from Mayer to Pitzer, his third touchdown of the night. And Simon Bond's going to let it bounce into the end zone. And Cove Cath a little bit of momentum. They'll start with the first and
there's a
20, and there's a silly play by Scott County as they bait Scott County's player.
That's Jordan Darnell.
Jordan Darnell, a little bit of extracurricular. Let the first hit go. It was kind of questionable. But when the kid got up, he pushed him again right in front of the officials, and that's an automatic unsportsmanlike conduct. And just like that, Scott County is going to start 1st and 10 on their own 10-yard line.
And Mike, that's undisciplined right there. That's that can't happen. You've got to be smarter than that. You know, come playoff season, you just can't make those kind of mental mistakes because they'll end up costing you the ball game in the playoffs.
Well, it's the old thing to me. It's momentum. They already had momentum. Now they've got a little bit more because you made a silly play. And I don't think he meant to do it intentionally, but when your emotions are at their highest, sometimes you kind of lose control. And I think if he had to do it over again, I know he probably wouldn't do it, but it doesn't matter.
But the play was over. The play was over.
So Scott County 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. Josh Davis under center as he has been all year long. Noah Hughes behind him. In motion, Kendrick Hamilton. Pitch to Simon Bond. He's got running room. Glenn Covington, good job. Maintain the block on Mr. Picarillo. Great run of 15 yards. 1st and 10. Simon Bond in the Scott County offense.
That's
a little bit out of danger.
Jack Maley on the tackle, Mike. That was a great play and a run by Simon Bond on that first down play.
And hats off to Glenn Covington. Did a great job on the block from Adam Picarillo. 1st and 10, Scott County. Hand up the middle. Wow, great hit there. Trey Bender's going to call a flag again. I think he got baited a little bit right there, but hats off to Jack Maley. If you can get it, I tell you what, hard hit there by Cove Cath, number 57. Out of the box, don't have his name. But he had a heck of a hit on Noah Hughes, kind of turned him around.
Yeah, the only thing that would have made it better if he could have wrapped up, but with that much inertia, I'm not sure he could have held on wrapping, Mike. But again, Trey Binder just kind of thinking he's playing the play out. Cove Cath does a nice job of turning their back on him. Once he turned the back, Trey's got to pull up.
So that'll be a 15-yard personal foul against Scott County. It'll be probably half the distance. Whatever the amount of yardage lost, it's going to be 1st down and 19 for Scott County from the 16-yard line.
I think what Coach McKee is questioning is the spot of the ball from where the yardage is going to count. He's asking if they move the ball up to the gain.
That's about right. I mean, it was a pick of about 7 yards. That one there is from the end of the play. The play had already been down.
No, they're set with where they're comfortable with the
now it's going to be 2nd down and 19. So what they did was they did the results of the play, which was a 7-yard pickup, by Scott County's Noah Hughes. I'm sorry, 4-yard pickup by Noah Hughes. Then the play is dead. The personal foul happened. That'll be a 15-yard penalty from the spot. And Scott County. So the play actually ended at the 31-yard line on the gain, so it would have been a gain of 6 yards by Noah Hughes. They mark off 15 yards, and now the officials are talking about it. They're making a decision if they're going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings after the game. Again, Mark, that State Farm commercial with the referee with the with the penalties. You got to hats off to creative people that can think of those things. What I say is let's make a call and let's play football. 28-21 is your score. 10:05 to go here in the third quarter.
Well, they've already broke once from the huddle, and now they've re-huddled. I don't quite understand that.
So Scott County had all the mo, 28-14. Starting their first possession. A jump ball pass from Josh Davis to Glenn Covington. He wins those battles about 80% of the time, but Adam Picarillo won that one and got all the way down to the 2-yard line. Cameron Pitzer's third touchdown pass, complete reception of the night. And now it's 28-21. And we're going to start stretching up here in the booth. It's been so long since we had a live play. Josh Davis under center, Noah Hughes directly behind him. Davis back. They're going to go jump ball again to Glenn Covington. Covington.
Oh.
Adam Picarillo almost had another one. Glenn Covington thought he had that catch, though, didn't he?
He really did. Glenn was in stride, thinking that ball was going to end up in his hands, and he had Picarillo beat. It just was a nice recovery. He just made a nice play on the ball.
Interesting. Scott County, 3rd and 19. See if they go at the well again.
Interesting call right there on 3rd and 19.
So it'll be 3rd and 19. We'll see what Scott County does here. I think Adam Best is going to be kind of keeping an eye on Jordan Darnell coming out of the backfield. Noah Hughes up the middle. He's going to pick up about 6.5. And, Mark, here's where we miss Keith Guy. Keith Guy is one of the best running backs we've had in a while coming out of the backfield, out of the flat. He made that great catch in the championship game. He made a great catch last year in the playoffs. Both of those one-handed variety. And this is where I think we miss Keith Guy a lot, is with that option, especially when we get 3rd and 16.
Well, and he's also got the ability, Mike, after the catch, to bust it any time he touches it. So
here's the punt off the boot of Josh Davis. Ryan McGinnis is going to let it hit. Great bounce. And Trey Bender, the first one down. Who's going to touch it? Trey Bender says, I've got this. And he'll down the football at the 24-yard line. 8:51 to go. Scott County up 7, 28-21. So the defense for Covington Catholic do their job. They got a chance to tie it up right here. And as we've done many a times over the years, Scott County and defensive coordinator Monty McIntyre need a big defensive stop here for Scott County.
And, Mike, we need to give credit to Josh Davis. We talk about special teams. That was a big punt right there because you flipped the field where your defense has got a chance to get a 3-and-out. You pushed them back enough.
54 yards after the roll.
But like I said, you pushed them back enough that they just can't open everything up totally.
Mayer at the quarterback spot. And Gavin Hernandez picks him up. And the whistles blow. I thought Gavin Hernandez was going to pick him up and body slam him. And fortunately for everybody, there was enough people around where that didn't happen. But Gavin Hernandez, he picked him up like he was a chicken wing at Buffalo Wild Wings, didn't he?
And that I think was a design call, but they may have gone to the well one too many times on that. Scott County's linemen doing a better job of staying in position and in the lanes. That's been closed after that last 10-yard gain. So Covcast's going to have to come up with something else.
Daniel Perkins, Jeremiah Happy, and Gavin Hernandez, 3 big load men in there for Scott County. Here's on the run is number 12 for Covcath. His first run, Henry Toby.
And he actually fumbled the ball, Mike, so
they're going to give Scott County the football. So Henry Toby, his first run of the season, Fumbles the football, picked up by Scott County, and there's the defensive stop and the defensive play that we talked about. And Mo might have shifted right there at 8:02 to go. Scott County up 7, 28-21. Now they got a short field, and Scott County, one of the most dangerous teams in high school football in the red zone, and they've only got 16 and a half yards to go for a touchdown.
Scott County got a break. Because when you look at it, you got to ask the question. I mean, the short passing game, the screens, and the cut across the middle was open, so you almost have to ask the question, why did they go away from it so soon?
And the first touch of the night for the young man, too.
Yeah, on a jet sweep, but they haven't been able to get anything wide. But again, Scott County gets the break. Let's see if they can make them pay.
There's a handoff to Kimmy Hamilton.
Oh, yeah, and he's got
Trey Bender with the blocker.
Wow.
Trey Bender pancakes his guy 5 yards into the end zone. Scott County with the touchdown, one play. Kimmy Hamilton, the 17-yard run. And we'll go back and look at that replay. You're going to look at Trey Bender. He hits his guy at the 4, and he doesn't stop till his guy's 2 yards in the end zone.
I think he also put Glenn Covington in the end zone as well.
So 34-21, big play, big momentum swing. The fumble by Covington Catholic, and the 1 yard or one play touchdown from Kendrick Hamilton. Scott County with the dumber kick right here, chance to go up 14. As the snap from Miller is down. Abney gets the snap down. Dummer with the kick. 35-21. And Scott County quickly back up to 14. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the replay after this on the Scott County Sports Network.
The Hawkinsmith Agency is proud to call Scott County home. We're your Main Street insurance that blends tradition and innovation to offer the best quality service to our clients. By offering a wide range of coverage from the impressive list of major insurance companies, we truly meet your insurance coverage needs. Come visit us at 224 East Main in Georgetown or online at hawkinsmithagency.com. The Hawkinsmith Agency, providing coverage for the motorist insurance group for all your insurance needs.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Let's take an opportunity here to look at this replay on a nice run by Scott County's Kendrick Hamilton. Josh Davis under center. He fakes as usual to Noah Hughes, hands it off to Kendrick Hamilton. He bounces it outside. You look up and there's Trey Bender. He hits his guy at the 4, runs him into the end zone, and Kendrick Hamilton, Mark, he just walks to the corner of the end zone. Easy touchdown for him. Scott County back up 35-21 after the Tyler Dummer kick. We've got 7:54 to go in the third, and it's been an eventful third quarter, hasn't it, Mark?
It really has. The momentum's changed pretty quick. You thought Cov Cath, after the force of the 3 and out and make Scott County punt the football, had the advantage. They turn around and fumble and give it right back to Scott County, who walks it in the end zone on the first play.
Anthony Best from the 5-yard line gets through the first wave, and he's open, but Kendrick Hamilton out of nowhere knocks him out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. They're going to make it to 34. First and 10 for the Colonels. 7:46 to go here. Down 14. It's Scott County 35. Covenant Catholic 21.
And Mike, on that kick return, I know Kendrick Hamilton made the tackle coming up on that, but Clay Moss did a nice job. He ended up breaking wide, but I thought Clay Moss did a nice job of staying in his lane on this left side and forcing him to the sideline.
So A.J. Mayer under center. Anthony Best behind him. Single eye backfield. Mayer fakes the short pass, throws the lob. It's up for Pitzer, but I tell you what, Cameron Pitzer doesn't touch it. There's a young man, can't get his number, but he's wide open. I think it might have been intended for him. Is that 83? Tyler McClure was the wide receiver. If Pitzer doesn't touch it,
I think
Tyler McClure picks it up.
I'm not quite for sure both receivers should have been that close together in the pattern, but you are right.
Second down and 10. Remember that. 7:39 to go, third quarter. Scott County Covenant Catholic. Mark admitted that I was right one time. So we've got that one on film, Mark. I'll make sure I replay it for you next week. Mayer with the handoff to Anthony Best. He tries to get to the edge. There's Eric Abney. Mark, and you got to say hats off to Scott County defensively. especially in this football game, but pretty much for the season, they do a great job of stretching the play and not getting you to give you the corner.
They really have. Where they've been a little susceptible is that long pass. So I mean, like I said, you kind of got to wonder why Covcast's gone away from that. I mean, the jet sweeps just haven't worked all night, and even that screen pass, Scott County's done an excellent job of reading. So you got to look at it, and obviously Covcast's trying to work on something, and it's not our job to coach, but it does make you wonder why they changed their strategy.
Here's the 3rd and 8 play. Looked like Mayer was going to run it, but instead he flips it out to Ryan McGinnis due to the quarterback pressure coming from Scott County. Keyshawn Brent with the blitz, and it'll be 4th down and 9. And it looks like Covcast's going to bring in the punt team. Mark, I was going to say, wow, that could have been the ball game right there.
Yeah, you can't afford to do that, right now. Scott County get another score, and then Katie bar the door. It'll probably be over, and you just go for it every chance. But
so Brent Angel kicking it from the 25-yard line. Nice punt. Dylan Smith back to the 24. Got to beat one man. You can get past that initial wave, but no way there. Good tackle by Adam Picarillo, along with number 82, Cam Butler, and number 39, Ethan Dieters for Covcast. I'll tell you what, Cam Pitzer, he's a force offensively, but I'll tell you what, he's a force in that linebacker spot as well. He's been on a ton of tackles for Covenant Catholic tonight.
Well, and Mike Covcast played pretty well tonight. It makes you wonder why they haven't been able to win more football games. Don't know if they're just now rounding into the team and have shown that much improvement. If that's the case, then things are looking up for the program. But they've played some pretty good football here tonight.
Yeah, locally Lexington Catholic only beat them 15-14. Highlands beat them 14-10. Down season for Highlands, but Highlands still had their number. Noah Hughes up the middle with the shoestring tackle is number 55. That's going to be Jack Maley. Pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 30-yard line. And Mark, I think Covenant Catholic's tired of seeing the offensive linemen. Scott County offensively have controlled the line of scrimmage all night long. Second down and 5 in motion is number 32 for Scott County. Misplay right there as Josh Davis is brought down in the backfield.
You're Mr. Fitzer.
By, I think, number 37, Mark Theo Matthew, wasn't it?
Yeah, 35 was there as well.
Got Cam Pitzer.
I'll tell you what, they've got burned once on that quarterback keeper, but, they've done a pretty good job of covering it the last couple times, Mike. So good adjustment there as Covcath adjusted to that.
So 3rd down and 7 for Scott County. Glenn Covington out wide to the right. We're going to throw a quick hitch to him. He picks it up, splits the seam, gets down to the 50-yard line. He's gang tackled.
There's going to be
get a flag.
And I think that's going to be on Jordan Darnell, Mike.
So the pickup will result in a 1st down. I think the penalty is going to come on and take place after the play. The pickup of 20 yards. And Josh Davis threw that with a nice authority, didn't he, Mark?
Yeah, that was a nice pass.
It is a personal foul against Scott County. It's still going to be a 1st down since it was after the end of the play. It's going to be 1st down and 10 from probably the 35-yard line, if my math serves me correctly.
Andy's been working with you, Mike.
I'm telling you, that tutoring session playing out pretty well. And she really thanks you for paying for that. So Scott County with a big 15-yard penalty, but it still results in a 1st down for the Cardinals. Nice athletic play by Glenn Covington. Josh Davis back. Under pressure. Running to his left, throws it to Jordan Darnell. He catches it at the 44-yard line. Brings it down to the 47. Jordan Darnell. Not seen that play before, Mark.
No, not for a while. Lawler used to run it. Cronin used to run it back in the day. but haven't seen that much the last couple of years out of Scott County.
So first down and 10 for Scott County at their 47-yard line.
And, Mike, I think with this lead, I think what Coach McKee's doing is giving some people some game film to think about, prepare for a lot more. And there's a
fumble on the play. They're going to say he's down. A little bit of trickeration. They tried to wide receiver play. Cam Pitzer, no way he was going to fall for that one. We got an injured Covenant Catholic player down on the field. With that being said, we'll take a timeout as well. 35-21. Just under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter here on the Scott County Sports Network.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot.
All right. Here's a real Whitaker bank shot. Yes, sir. Here's the winning Whitaker bank shot. Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot. Now, there's a Whitaker bank shot.
Come on, Coach Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive-through window, offer free local delivery, and are open 6 days a week. J&L can also provide you with all your home medical needs, including home oxygen with 24-hour emergency service. Stop by the store or give them a call at 502-863-9823 for all your pharmacy needs.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Second down and 15. Mr. Shelton has to leave. Helmet trouble. They're going to let him get another one. And really, technically, he should have had to come off the field because he took his helmet off himself before he got off the playing surface. But devil in the details. We're not going to tell anybody.
Well, the fact that he can't get it snapped.
So second down and 15. The young man's ready to go. So are we. Alex Shelton, the quarterback, or the inside linebacker for Covenant Catholic. Here comes Kendrick Hamilton. This play was successful, and it's successful again. Kendrick Hamilton shows the juice right there. Trey Bender foul drives his man right there. Scott County lucky. That wasn't called right there as well, Mark.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what. I think the thing that saved him right there was that Jack Maley wasn't letting go on that deal, so referee felt like that was both guys going at it. I was watching that so much, Mike, I didn't see him score.
A 52-yard touchdown run, according to the scoreboard. 41-21, Tyler Dummer, a chance to extend the lead out to 21. 4:28 to go. And, Mark, let's keep it here because I really want to, save face. We talked about Kendrick Hamilton the last couple of weeks with Keith Guy being out, of kind of being too patient. Tonight he's done a great job of knowing when to turn on the afterburners. And right there he saw that hole, and he got through it as quick as anybody we have. So that's off to Kendrick Hamilton on a nice play. What do you think?
I'm going to have to agree with you, Mike, but I was watching Trey Bender thinking if he's going to get picked up with that foul, the flag. So, like I said, I didn't even see Kendrick score, so I missed a good play. Maybe our good production guy will have a replay on that. What do you think?
All right, let's look at it right here. Fired up, Kevin. So here's the play. They fake it to Noah Hughes. Kind of almost a halfback reverse by Kendrick Hamilton. He comes back here at the 45-yard line. There he goes. He splits the defenders, and he outruns them all into the end zone. Nobody's even closer than 10 yards. And, again, he got to that 45-yard line. He saw the opening, and he burst through it. So hats off to Kendrick Hamilton. Great job as Scott County's doubled up Covenant Catholic here. 4:28 to go. 42-21 is your score. And, Mark, these last 5 minutes have been taking a long time. So Dummer getting his normal 11-yard drop. Walks over towards the bottom of the screen. Now he's ready to go. Orange shoes and all. Tyler Dummer with the kick. It goes to Adam Best at the 6-yard line. He decides to take it back to the right. Scott County, good coverage. Number 45, Bryce Fryman with the initial hit and the tackle. He along with Kendrick Hamilton.
That's nice coverage right there. And again, Mike, when you look at that, you really want your guys to stay in your lane and be disciplined and not chase the football and open up the cutback lanes. Great job there by Scott County.
So it'll be first down and 10. For Scott County's defense, big chance for them to make another huge play. First and 10 for Covcath. A.J. Mayer, Cam Pitzer in motion. Pass intended for Brent Angel, out of bounds. That would have been a first down if he could have hauled it in.
That little zip on that pass, Mike.
So second down and 10 coming up for Covington Catholic. They've kind of changed up a little bit. A.J. Mayer has been going under center quite a bit. Now he's back to the normal shotgun spread offense that we're used to seeing. Quarterback draw all the way. And there's Scott County defense. Number 62, Trey Bender. A little bit too much emotion out of the senior. He is the spark that we need offensively and defensively, but a little bit of an extra emotion going on here. Gain of 2 yards, third down and 8. As Noah Kane back in for Daniel Perkins for Scott County. Mayer with the snap. Anthony Best in to help block. There's the pressure. McGinnis is open and he catches up to 45. It's a foot race. He's down to the 20. Eric Abney's not going to have a chance. And McGinnis with the touchdown. It's going to be a 72-yard touchdown play. A.J. Mayer to Ryan McGinnis. McGinnis, that's his fourth touchdown. Or excuse me, his second touchdown receiving on the season.
Well, and Mike, how impressive was that? Mayer was going to his left with pressure and to get that ball off. I didn't know if he was going to have enough arm strength to get it out there.
And he caught it on the fingertips. Yeah. And once he caught it, it was over with. Kluxky in for the kick. McClure on the hold. The official has to get over to the other side, not used to the left-footed kicker. Now he blows the whistle. McClure waiting for the snap. Kloska's kick is up. And good. 3:29 to go. Covcath not done, Mark. 42-28 is your score. 3:29 to go here in the third. We'll take a timeout. Back after a word from our sponsors on the Scott County Sports Network.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. What a great play there by A.J. Mayer. He gets hit in the ribs as he lets it go. Perfect pass. I thought it was going to flutter, but he got it there. Ryan McGinnis, fingertip catch, and after that it was off to the races.
Yeah,
72-yard touchdown run.
You know, just a great play.
Simon Bond, Dylan Smith back for Scott County. Matt Kloska has pooch kicked it the last 3 times. Expect that here. Sam Sutton has caught one of them. Here comes the lefty. He lets it go this time. He's going to go to Simon Bond. He's going to catch it at the 2-yard line. Getting into the middle, looking for blockers. And he gets it out to about the 30-yard line. Initial tripped up by number 20 for Covington Catholic, Marshall Hornsby.
Along with Andrew Edgington, Mike.
Andrew Edgington. It'll be first and 10 Scott County on the 29-yard line. Kendrick Hamilton out of the huddle with a little hop in the step. Glenn Covington wide to the top of your screen. Simon Bond on the wing on the left side. He's in motion. Taps Josh Davis to let him know he's behind. Quick pitch right side to Kendrick Hamilton. Hamilton north and south running. And Mark, I tell you what, he's got a lot of skill at the running back position.
There was no hesitation on that one either, Mike.
Alex Shelton.
I thought for a minute he was going to be tackled for a loss.
Yeah, 15-yard pickup. First down for Scott County. Kendrick Hamilton hitting the hole quick tonight.
Quick handoff, Noah Hughes. Nobody thought he was going to get it. That's about the 18th time in a row they faked it to him. Finally, they give it to him, and he's like, look, Kendrick, you picked up 15. I'm going to pick up 17. Remember who's the leading rusher for Scott County, Noah Hughes.
Yeah, Noah's like that. I thought you forgot about me, Coach.
I don't think that'll ever happen. What do you think?
No, he's sitting in a good spot. He's sitting in a good spot.
So 1st and 10, Scott County moving downhill. Josh Davis fakes it this time, and he's going to get hit. Initial contact is from number 82, Cam Butler. It's going to be a tackle for a loss. Give him a quarterback sack. And 2nd down and 11.
And Mike right there, honestly, probably a smart, wise decision just to take the sack, not try to do anything heroic right there. And 2nd down and live to play another play.
So Glenn Covington to the bottom of your screen. Josh Davis under the center, Kobe McKee. There's the play they scored on. Bender out again. He's not going to score, but he's going to run over top of Anthony Best and get down to the 20-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 20 yards, so we kind of got a two-man battle going on. Kendrick Hamilton picks up 15. Noah Hughes comes back and picks up 17. Now Hamilton comes back and picks up 20. And unfortunately for Noah Hughes, even if he scores, he can't pick up more than that, as the ball is 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line.
And Anthony Best is sitting here thinking, I've seen that train before.
Here comes Hughes. Noah Hughes down to the 4. Give him a pickup of 16. And Scott County running on all cylinders right now. Scott County offensive line and the skill players blocking for each other. And that's one thing that Coach McKee and the run coordinator, Scott Willard, really have done a great job, Mark. I really don't think our skill players really care who scores. What do you think?
No, I think you're good. I was watching the exchange right there. Coach McKee taking Glenn Covington out, Mike, and putting in number 80. You got to find his name here.
Ryan Lohr.
Ryan Lohr, and that's basically, you talked a little bit about the emotion of Trey Bender, and in that exchange of the block right there, I think Coach McKee said Glenn needed to come out a little bit just to make sure there wasn't any extracurricular activity. Good move on Coach McKee's part right there, Mike, because it got pretty heated during that last exchange.
Yeah. Short gain of 2 yards for Noah Hughes. 1:15, Coach McKee taking his time. Plenty of time left on the play clock. It's down to 17 seconds. Ryan Lohr, one of the seniors, he's out wide to the top of your screen. Josh Davis under center. They're going to give it to Simon Bond. He's going to get hit in the end zone by Adam Picarillo, but it's going to be a 2-yard touchdown run by Scott County sophomore Simon Bond. Scott County back up 20, 48-28, 57.1 seconds to go. Tyler Dummer in to attempt his 7th extra point of the night. Perfect 6 for 6. Trying to make it 7-4-7. Snap is down. Good job by Eric Abney. Great snap from Alex Miller. He gets it down. Easy kick for Tyler Dummer. 57.1 seconds to go. Here in the 3rd, Scott County answers again. They're up 21, 49-28. We'll be back. You're watching football on the Scott County Sports Network.
Time for oral surgery. You need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Welcome back to Scott County's kickoff team coming out on the field, led by Tyler Dummer, number 29. Clay Moss wide on the bottom. Cooper Robb up top. Scott County, a lot of athletic firepower out there, Mark, on the kickoff team. Best at the 5. Make it the 6-yard line, straight up the gut. And on the tackle for Scott County, it's number 38, KJ Christopher. Cov Cath will start the possession 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. 51.2 seconds to go. Scott County up 21. It's 49-28 here on the Scott County Sports Network. We're in Georgetown, Kentucky, on the campus of Georgetown College, Toyota Stadium, iHigh.com field. Great night for football. Just a tad bit chilly up here in the booth, but for the last day of October, or next to last day, great day in football weather. Quick hitch out to number 83, Tyler McClure. He catches it at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a pickup of about 5 yards, make it 6. It'll be second down and about 5 for Covcath. A.J. Mayer gets the call in from Coach Evanston. High snap. They get it into the hands of Anthony Best. Best is going to pick up 3 yards. It's going to be third down and 2. Gavin Hernandez with the tackle for Scott County. James Happy a little slow getting up. Noah Kane in for Daniel Perkins. Mark, you got to really like football to play defensive line because you don't get your name called a whole lot, but you set up to make the linebackers and everybody else look good. Scott County blessed there with Gavin Hernandez, Jeremiah Happy, Daniel Perkins, Noah Kane.
Well, and if you look at any good winning football program,
and high school going to stuff him, Gavin Hernandez picks him up and knocks him backwards. And that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. Is going to give head coach Eddie Evanston and his Covington Catholic Colonels a little bit extra time. Do they go for it here, 4th and short? We'll find out when we come back. You're watching Scott County football. Scott County up big, 49-28 against the Covcath Colonels here on the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Big play coming up here by Coach Evanston and his Covington Catholic Colonels. They're going to go for it. It's going to be 4th down and a long yard. And Mark, no hesitation. They're out quickly.
Yeah, at this point in the game, Mike, he's gonna go for it.
It'll be 4th down and probably about 3 inches if you look at it. Toby Murray zooming in there. It's going to be right at the 41-yard line. So 4th down and a short half yard. Ball marked at the 41-yard line. A.J. Mayer, 6'3" sophomore, under center. They're going to call a flag, and that might be a false start. And if that is, that's a huge penalty. False start against Covington Catholic, and Mark, coming out of the end of the quarter. Plenty of time to think about it. You can't be happy with that.
No, you had enough time. Everybody should have known what the count was, Mike, what the play was. Coach Evanston can't be happy with that. But I don't think it's going to change his mind.
Nope, 4th down and 6. Mayer gets the play. Now he's into the huddle. You got to look for Cameron Pitzer, Mark.
5-yard penalty makes it 4th and 5.
Fourth down play coming up. Under center is A.J. Mayer. In motion is McGinnis. He fakes the play. A lot of defensive pressure. Keyshawn Brent forces him to throw it. Nobody even close. They're not going to throw the intentional grounding flag. It'll be first down for Scott County. Hats off to Coach Monty McIntyre. His defensive unit, another big stand. Scott County takes over. 11:52 to go. And Mark, Scott County score right here, and this ball game's over with. You're not going to tell me I'm right again?
You might be a little late on that statement.
Oh, okay. So Coach McKee talking to his offensive unit, still got the starters in the ball game. Here comes Josh Davis. Glenn Covington goes to the top of your screen, out wide. Noah Hughes behind Josh Davis. Simon Bond on the wing. Kendrick Hamilton in motion. They give it up the gut to Noah Hughes. He's hit at about the 33-yard line, works his way down to the 30. Pickup of 6 yards.
You know, Mike, to follow up about
Jack Maley.
To follow up your comment about the defensive line, same thing can be said for the offensive line as well. About the only time you know that they get anything done is when there's a penalty call. But, you know, you got to control the line of scrimmage to win a football game. And that's where Scott County doesn't get enough credit with the line because they're controlling it.
Looking for Covington, wide open over the middle. Mark, what a great set of hands right there. Glenn Covington, an even better pass from Josh Davis. Scott County with the quick touchdown. They go up 55-28. And it's even Josh Davis put it where only Glenn Covington could catch it, but the way he caught it, very impressive.
Well, you said it right. Great set of hands, great set of feet, Mike. He's just going to be a joy to watch for the next 3 years.
So Dummer, the half-step kick is up. Tyler Dummer, 8 for 8 tonight. 56-28 is your score. Scott County with the big lead, 11:16 to go. We'll be back on the Scott County Sports Network right after this.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's action.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. We've got a time here. Let's look at this replay. Josh Davis under center, in motion. They fake it to Noah Hughes. Everybody goes for that. Josh Davis lets it go from the 35-yard line. Toby Murray catches back up with it, and you see Glenn Covington running the end zone on a great catch. It was a good one, you'll have to believe us, as we all went for that fake. Scott County doubles the score. 56-28 here against the Colonels of Covington Catholic. Tyler Dummer getting set to kick off. Ryan McGinnis, Anthony Best, getting a lot of opportunity tonight on kickoff returns. Dummer's going to kick it to Ryan McGinnis this time. He's going to pick it up at the 7-yard line. He's going to go to his right. And Bryce Fryman with the tackle at the 22-yard line. That's Bryce Fryman's third tackle on kickoffs tonight for the young sophomore.
Yeah, he's done a nice job, Mike. Saw last week he got some time at tailback, didn't he?
Yes, he did. So Covcast starts a possession at the 23-yard line. And, Mark, we got to talk to the event planners in Lexington. There's not much going on tomorrow. You just got the Breeders' Cup, Halloween, and the Kentucky-Tennessee football game.
Hey, you'd think they'd get one or two more things in there for the public.
So the pass is complete to number 17, Kyle Beck. A dart thrown from A.J. Mayer. It's going to be a pickup right about 10 yards. It's going to be good enough for a first down. It'll be Beck's first catch of the night. Gabe Hobson on the defensive coverage for Scott County knocks him out of bounds. A.J. Mayer, this time in the shotgun. Mayer back, looks over to Pitzer. He followed him all the way. Keyshawn Brent in coverage. But the pass is complete. Pickup of about 6.5 yards. It'll be second down and short for Cuff Calf.
Mike, I tell you what, he's got a lot of composure back there in that pocket, and you kind of forget that he's a sophomore watching Mayer play.
Mayer back. Long pass. Pitzer. There's
gonna
contact.
Oh,
they're going to say no contact. Just incidental contact right there. Cooper Robb. And Pitzer's feet get tangled up. And Mark, sometimes you got to be lucky right there. And I tell you what, very fortunate that he falls down as that pass was right on target. So third down, 4 yards to go. Tyler Braxton in for Scott County's number 53, Taylor Carlos, a senior inside linebacker. Getting a chance to play on senior night. Pitzer in motion. A.J. Mayer under center. Steps back, fakes the pass. Good coverage by Gabe Hobson. Tell you what, you will not see that.
Oh, and there's going to be a late hit right there.
You won't see that, but Gabe Hobson didn't go for that quick fake. And after that, the play blown up. Mayer has to go out of bounds, but he's hit by Scott County out of bounds. That's going to result in a personal foul penalty against Scott County and a first down for Cuff Calf. That's the third one of the night against Scott County. Mark, you've got the third quarter stats down there. How many penalties and yardage has it been against Scott County tonight?
6 for 80, Mike, at the end of 3.
So that'll make it 7 for 95, and not what you want going into the round of the playoffs next week.
No, and Mike said, Mike, that one, he was a good 2 yards out of bounds when he got hit. It wasn't a bang right as he stepped out of bounds. I thought that he is already a good 2 feet out of bounds.
And the worst thing about that for everybody, the emotions get high because he was on the sidelines of Covenant Catholic. So they saw their quarterback, the sophomore we've been talking about, a great football player, get roughed up a little bit right in front of them. So everybody's got to get their emotions in check. 10:42 to go. 56-28 is your score. Mayer in the shotgun. Anthony Best to his right. McClure and McGinnis at the bottom. Pitzer and Angel. And they're going to give it to Best. Best gets the corner. Ran out of bounds by Scott County's and Andre Knox.
Coach McKee working some second string guys in to build up some depth here, Mike, giving us some game time experience heading into the playoffs.
Big pickup by Anthony Best. It'll be a first down for the Colonels. Mayer in the shotgun, Best to his left. He's going to hand it off to Best up the middle again. This time, battle won by number 91 for Scott County, Draquan Jackson.
Nice play.
Seniors getting some playing time and performing for Scott County. The big defensive lineman. Not fooled on that one. Just under 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Mayer under center. In motion, McGinnis. He fakes it to McGinnis. Looks for Pitzer for his fourth touchdown. Cooper Robb recovery just in time to knock it out of the hands of Cameron Pitzer. That would have been his fourth touchdown. Good play by Scott County's point guard, Cooper Robb.
Yeah, that was a nice play. He just judged and made a play on the ball, Mike. I think Mayer will learn as he progresses in his career. He'll lay that a little bit further out toward the corner and let his guy run underneath of it. The ball kind of hung and floated on him. But a great play by Cooper Robb.
So third down and 9. 2 down territory. We've already seen Coach Evanston. He's not afraid to go for it. Mayer back. Scrambling to his right. He's got McGinnis wide open, just a little bit outside his outstretched arms. Cooper Robb picks up the football, and it'll be fourth down and 9.
Incomplete. It'll be 4th and 9.
So 4th down and 9. Time running out for the Colonels. A.J. Mayer trying to keep the drive alive here. We're going to get a timeout. Scott County with 9:32 to go in the ball game. Scott County 56, Covcat 28. We'll be back right after this. Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no-obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky, here for your needs 24 hours a day. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Here's your ball game. If it already isn't in doubt, Covcat doesn't pick it up right here with 9:32 to go, down 28. It's definitely going to be over for them. 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Brent Angel alone by himself. It's going to be one-on-one. He, along with the senior cornerback, is going to get the interception, Mark. Great job by Andre Knox, the 6-foot, 161-pound senior. Free safety.
Yeah, great job to do that on senior night, Mike.
Yeah, what a reward. The pass was right there. It was a back shoulder fade to Brent Angel, but even better play by Andre Knox. Hats off to the young man. Getting a chance to play, and as you would expect from a coached, Monty McIntyre coached defensive backfield, Markey steps in and makes the play. Next man up, right?
Yeah, next man up, but big tribute that the coaching staff has every single player ready. That technique was the same whether you started all year or that was your first play.
Well, Scott County takes over first down just outside the 5-yard line, 9:25 to go. And again, Mark, at that distance, that's as good. You can't punt it any better.
No, but what you like to see, Mike, is everybody celebrating on the sideline for the senior getting his interception on senior night.
Flag on the play. It's going to be a false start against Scott County. That'll be a 3-yard penalty. That'll get Scott County close to that 100-yard mark for the night. But that's not a category you want to get 100 yards in, is it, Mark?
No, that's what kind of makes Monday morning practices bad.
So Kendrick Hamilton on the carry, gets it out to the 4-yard line. Scott County. It'll be second down. And about 12. 56-28. 9 minutes, 4 seconds and counting in the ball game. Josh Davis under center. Straight up the gut to Noah Hughes. He gets it out to the 8-yard line. It'll be third down and 9. Make it a long 8 for Scott County.
Kendrick Hamilton limping coming off the field, Mike. That's not a good sign.
Don't need another running back to get hurt. So Josh Davis gets the play call from Coach McKee. It'll be third down and 8. Covcat needs a big defensive stand right here. Ethan Vandermarlier out wide. For Scott County in motion, Simon Bond. Pitch. Left side, Scott County. Jermaine Barber.
I think, Mike, he's going to pick up the first down.
He gets it out to the 18-yard line. So Jermaine Barber picks up about 7 yards, good enough for a first down for Scott County. Again, the senior running back in there, chance to play. He comes through for Scott County.
Mike, while we got a second here waiting for this play to develop, who's Michigan State got tomorrow?
I hope they're off since they introduced Grayson Miller before the game.
Oh, good. I missed that. That is good.
I noticed Grayson Miller looked like he had a brace on his fingers. But Mark, they pulled that red shirt out of necessity, as we got a flag on the play, but they pulled that red shirt. They put him in there. I think he's got 15 tackles on the season, 1 interception, and that big tackle for loss sack on the punter.
Yeah, that's the reason I didn't realize I didn't catch they introduced him before the game, but it's just to kind of shout out how good a season has he had as a true freshman for Michigan State. And if you watch that Michigan game, he gets the tackle and kind of blows up that punt attempt. I mean, it's just great to see a young man have that kind of success. Good family, good young man, just happy for him.
Barber coming around the left side. He's brought down by number 18, Austin Wilson. And Mark, everybody here thought he would get up there a couple of years, he'd play. But in Michigan State lore, with his dad and the history he has with him being 4 interceptions and stuff of that nature in one game, he's a Michigan State football player, and they expect him to play, especially from the heritage. And he stepped in and showed that he can play.
Well, here's the only thing I can tell you. I never thought I'd root for a Big Ten team in my life, and I'm rooting for Michigan State, all because of Grayson Miller.
Simon Bond out on the edge.
Nice run.
Good tackle. Gets it down to the 30-yard line. On the tackle, number 53, Jack Maley. And that's the thing, Grayson Miller, I remember him playing baseball, coaching him. He'd show up in that ugly green Michigan State colors, and we'd always give him a hard time. So his heart's always been a Michigan State Spartan. And it goes to show you never give up on your dream. He goes up there for a football camp, runs a legit 4.4, 4.5 40. They look at the size. They look at the heritage. I don't think it hurt that his dad played and was a star there and a captain, but he performed in the tryout, and they offered him right there. And as Grayson said, it was a no-brainer. I think he committed, probably before Coach D'Antoni finished the sentence. What do you think?
Oh, I think you're exactly right. But, like I said, it just was so much fun watching that game and watching Grayson and, how well he performed. And you got to remember with this, he coming off an injury where he didn't play as a senior.
And no ill effects of that ankle injury from last year. But Scott County calls a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well. 6:23 to go. 56-28. Scott County up big on the Scott County Sports Network.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop by or call Daryl, Scott, or Jessica at 502-570-0280. Sports Connection, a proud sponsor and athletic and sporting goods supplier to Scott County and Georgetown College athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 6:23 to go. Coach McKee calls for the JV. So Scott County's JV offensive unit out on the field. Cameron Shepard, the junior quarterback, going to lead the Cardinals. Out wide to the top of your screen, Sam Sutton. We'll get you the backfield here in a second. In motion, Bryce Fryman. Handoff up the middle to the fullback. And Mark, it doesn't matter who the fullback in. He's going to pick up 11 yards. That time, looked like it was number 30, Jimmy Cluxton.
Thought for a minute when I looked down there and saw Jimmy, I'm thinking Clausen.
Yeah. I had to read it. I'm like, that looked like Clausen.
I was like.
So Cluxton with the carry, picks up 11. Cameron Shepard running the quarterback spot. The other halfback, Marvin Davis, he's on the wing. Running with the Bryce Fryman. He's going to be met in the backfield, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, not able to. He's going to get brought down for a 2-yard loss.
Injured player on the field is number 57, Galvin, Covington Catholic.
We'll take a timeout with an injured player. 5:39 to go. Scott County up big, 56-28 here on the Scott County Sports Network.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. See Coach McKee talking to Cameron Shepard, his junior quarterback. Injury timeout for an injured Covington Catholic player to be second down and 12 for Scott County. Cluxton, the fullback. In motion is Marvin Davis. Cluxton up the middle. Going to pick up 2 yards. And Mark, it's interesting here. You get to see the JV teams play for both. They're all going to go to bed about midnight tonight, get up in the morning, and play each other up at Covington Catholic.
It's getting ready to say.
So this is like a free preview.
Yeah, we're going to fill you out for a little scouting report for in the morning after breakfast.
What they don't realize is they're going to see Cooper Robb probably running quarterback for Scott County. And that's nothing against Cameron Shepard. Marvin Davis on the handoff. He's met by a few Colonels. On the tackle, number 68, Chris Riesinger. Be 4th down and 11, Scott County. Josh Davis will be in to punt here. Josh Davis didn't start the year out, Mark, did he, as the punter? Tyler Dummer was the man. But Josh Davis had an opportunity and has punted pretty well on the season. You look at it, Josh Davis punted 11 times, averaging about 38 yards a punt.
Well, you know, Mike, his last punt, the incredible thing was had really good hang time on that 50-yard. He got a lot of roll out of it when you count the 54 yards, but, you know, he got good hang time on it that allowed his team to get down the field for coverage. So
I don't know what we're waiting on. Coach McKee's going to let the play clock run down. The play clock had 9 seconds left on it. The back judge throws the delay of game penalty flag. So Josh Davis is going to catch the punt at about his 21-yard line. Or catch the snap, excuse me. Brian Hudson, the 8th grader, or the freshman, starting left tackle, is the long snapper. Fair catch at the 36-yard line.
You know, Mike, you talk about that. How many times have we called his name this year on the offensive line?
A bunch. Wrong answer?
I'm going to let you explain that answer.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I understand. That's why I wasn't going to answer you back. But to be a freshman and to play with the composure, when you look at Hudson and Covington, they've just done a phenomenal job as true freshmen stepping in.
Coach Monty McIntyre is going to call timeout. His defense a little bit out of sorts, so to speak. And more importantly, how many times have you heard his name when he's that long snapper on that punt? Scott County's punted 13 times. He's threw every one of them back there perfectly. So 3:46 to go. Scott County up big, 56-28. We'll be back after this.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's action.
It says, never argue with the man with the microphone, Toby.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Got a little mini battle going on between the governor and the video guy. If you see the camera shaking, you can figure out who won the battle. 3:46 to go. 1st and 10 for Covington Catholic.
They've gone JV mode as well, so we'll do our best with their players. They still got starters in. McGinnis wide open, busted coverage by Sam Sutton. He picks it up to 30. He's going to score. That's going to be a 65-yard touchdown pass. Stat builder, A.J. Murray to Ryan McGinnis. 3:35 to go. 56-34.
They play 64 yards, resulting in a County Catholic touchdown.
In the kick, Matt Kloska. He's been perfect on the night as well. (56-34). The lefty's ready to go. McClure waiting the snap. He gets the snap. It's down. Kloska's kick is up. And good. Both kickers remain perfect on the night. Matt Kloska for Covenant Catholic. Tyler Dummer for Scott County. 3:35 to go. We're not done scoring yet. 56-35. We'll be back on the Scott County Sports Network.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Cov-Cath kept the starters in. Scott County went JV defense, and you can tell right there, McGinnis was able to get through the coverage, wide open. Nobody was in 20 yards when he caught the football. Ryan McGinnis, his third touchdown of the season. 3:35 to go. Scott County 56, Cov-Cath 35 here on the Scott County Sports Network. Glad you could join us tonight. We'll be here live next week, or excuse me, tape delayed next week as Clark County invades first round of the playoffs. Mark, speaking of playoffs, last week in the District 7, which is the other Lexington district, Tates Creek, Lafayette, barn burner amongst them. Lafayette is able to win the ball game to get the number one seed, and that's huge because if the number one seeds advance all the way out to the region finals, Lafayette would host the region championship game, and Scott County, fortunate to get there, they would have to travel to Lexington and play at Lafayette Stadium for the third time, and the second time they would have played the Generals. But in the first round, Lafayette, they will take on Paul Lawrence Dunbar. Tates Creek, they get the unenviable task of taking on Bryan Station. Scott County will host Clark County. And Lafayette, Scott County will take on Clark County. Henry Clay will take on Tates Creek. The Scott County Clark County winner will get to play against Bryan Station. Madison Central winner. The Lafayette Dunbar winner will get to take on the winner of Henry Clay. And Madison Central. Simon Bond with the carry, goes right side. Brought down by the jersey, a one-handed tackle by number 90, Jake Steins. Senior slow to get up. 2:46 to go. Second down and 8 after a gain of 2 yards. Scott County says, look, if you want to throw a 65-yard bomb on me, I'm going to put my starters back in as the starting unit back in for the Cardinals. And that's always a question mark. We'll get into it after this play. I'll get you your opinion. Josh Davis working on the clock management. He snaps the ball with 3 seconds to go. Noah Hughes up the middle. On the tackle is Alex Shelton, along with number 20, Marshall Hornsby. What I want to ask you, Mark, there's always a controversy in football with one team's up big a lot of people say when one team, the first one to break, if the leading team puts in their JV team, the losing team should. A lot of people say, well, it's up for the losing team to give up first and change. What's your thoughts?
Well, when I put in my second unit and I'm up big, then I really expect the other guy to kind of follow suit and call off dogs. The only problem is you can't make them do that, but you just remember that, and the next time you are a little slower putting in your second unit. But I got to be honest, I really don't know that it's. Now he's come back and put the JV in again. I don't know what the purpose of the point of what he was trying to do by putting his varsity back in for 2 plays. Honestly, I think you run the risk of getting somebody hurt, and that's going to. I just don't think it's worth the gamble to get somebody hurt to kind of make a point to the opposing coach. And like I said, you've already put them in, you've already pulled them. Just stick with your second unit. It's my opinion, Mike.
And the thing about it is, I think sometimes we kind of run out of things to talk about because usually that happens in a blowout situation.
Yeah.
But again, I've always been a firm believer that the losing team is the one that calls off the dogs first. But I think when either side throws in the JV team, especially when the score is at 21, you got to be. And it's a chance just to get experience, and I think that's what Coach McKee uses it as. Fortunately, at Scott County, he's had a lot of opportunity to get the JV in early, but it's a chance for them to get varsity experience on Friday night.
Well, and I'm going to play devil's advocate with you. If you're Cov Cath with the record that you've got, the losing record, you're trying to build some momentum. So if you can score and end on a positive note for the playoffs, then you're doing pretty good. Again, you're up 21. You're up 21. You're actually the game's been out of reach for some time. If I'm Scott County, I'm looking at it and say, get my guys out there. I don't want to get anybody hurt for next week. To me, that's the bigger issue. Is you run the risk of getting a starter hurt and being out for the Clark County game next week.
So under a minute to go. In motion, Jermaine Barber. Pitch left side to Marvin Davis. Marvin Davis hitting the backfield. Another loss on the play. Scott County's going to have to run one more play, and this ball game is going to be over with. So we'll be back here next week. Clark County comes to Georgetown. It'll be 1 versus 4. Scott County, the District 8 champion. Clark County, with their loss last week to Madison Central, will be the number 4 seed out of the District 7. We'll have 2 rounds, and then the regional finals will if it's both the same seed, it'll be in the 7th district team will host it. If not, the highest seeded team will host the football game. But that's about 3 weeks off. So both teams come out for the handshake. Hats off to Coach Eddie Evanston. His future's bright at Covington Catholic, especially when you look at A.J. Mayer, the quarterback. But right now, Scott County a notch above as they win this one 56-35 here on the Scott County Sports Network. So for my broadcast partner, the Governor, Mark Walls, Toby Murray, the videographer, Kevin Ritchie, running the computer, our team physician, yet to be named, I'm Mike Ritchie. We're the Scott County Sports Network. Thanks for watching. Check us out next week on ScottCountySportsNetwork.com.